Well. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's having a good night. This is an unexpected live. Kind of had a little bit of fun tonight. So I have my son sitting here. First of all, he was impersonated tonight. My son was never on Dinky's show, ever. But conveniently, once again, old Stevie Irwin shows up right around the same time that someone gets impersonated once again. Say hello, Tanner.
Hi.
Were you on the show tonight at all? And
No, we were.
what?
I came. Well, we got home from grandma's, and we were showing my grandmother a puppy, by the way, to cheer her up for Christmas. And then I was in my room. So
And Nini is what he calls his grandmother. So my mom is going through some bad times. My father has passed away, my stepdad, and around the holidays, she's really depressed. So I've been dealing with some other things with her, and it's been really hard. And I was attacked tonight on the show. Um, Someone actually said that I treat my mother bad. So that was a really low blow. And I just, people are unbelievable. So where we were when old Dinky decides he's going to do another show, which I knew was coming because he said he was doing another show. Can't go. He's obsessed with me. He's obsessed with my chest. He's obsessed with my mods. He does these little videos. I think they're comical, actually. They're kind of tributes. I don't even find them offensive at all. I do find them offensive that he attacks, my teammates, members of the show, and he zooms in on their faces and does stuff like that. It's kind of offensive. One of the people is no longer with the show, and we'll address that real quick. So we're going to talk about Kelly D for a little bit. Don't have anything really bad to say about Kelly. She was very passionate, as am I, about the lies being perpetrated. And you can see, go look at any of the shows, you can see how passionate she was. Had to reel her in sometimes because she gets even more passionate than I did. She's been brutally attacked by people like Dinky and Nelly. Go look at Dinky's videos, remember. And we were one of the last shows we did. She got, somebody was using the C word repeatedly. Disgusting. I despise the C word. Oh yeah, by the way, I abuse women. That's the latest thing. I'm abusive to women. And I have videos of everybody when that's come up before, that these very mods have actually come in and said I've been nothing but very respectful to them, and I've helped them. I bought tires for them when their tire blew out on their car. I helped them get to, from one state to another and pay for gas. I, been nothing but respectful to Kelly, always. And Patty Lavender Girls, I basically started this show because of what happened to her and how bad she was lied about and disrespected by another creator. And it incensed me. I was incensed because I saw this woman being just brutalized, and she was on the verge of, and she'll tell you, she was on the verge of suicide. I've got dialogue, I've got text, I've got everything. Thank you so much, John. You've saved my life. If it wasn't for you doing this and standing up for me, I don't know where I would be. She literally said she was about to jump out of a window. She was going to jump out of a window, everyone, because of what some other creator did to her and spun a scenario of absolute lies. Kelly D was on that other show and witnessed it, but had no idea what was going on until she heard I was doing my own show, came into my chat. We started talking, and I told her what was really happening with that scenario and what a lie it was. And Kelly became very, very incensed because she bought it. She bought what that other creator was saying. Hold on a second.
One.
So anyway, I'm a bit taken aback because I can tell you right now with 100,000% certainty, and anyone that's a part of this show will tell you that I've never and would never disrespect any of them ever. They are like family to me. I care about them. I do not demand them to do anything. I don't need to do videos. I really don't. I don't need to do videos. I can do just like Dago and everyone else, and I can just sit down here and have a conversation with everyone. I don't need to do videos. But if I wanted to do a video, I don't have time to sit down and do it. And to be quite honest with you, I don't have the time to sit down and teach myself how to do them all the time with efficiency. I could do them, but as y'all recall, I've had a stroke, so I'm not real great digging, back into some computer, skills that I used to have that I no longer have, that I have to kind of reteach myself. But I don't have time nor the desire to do that right now. I've got other things. This show is pure fun for me, but it also has been something that I personally felt obligated, because of the knowledge that I have, to address some of these so-called creators who are making up absolute insane lies about the scenario with Idaho 4. They're insulting law enforcement. They're implying that evidence has been planted, that cops are crooked, that entire agencies are inbred and cities are inbred, and they get a hall pass. Dago gets a hall pass for calling the entire city of, I can't make this up, the entire city of Moscow, Idaho, a bunch of inbreds. Gets a hall pass. We've adjusted crazy Idaho, or crazy WSU Kim, for the things that she said. I've called her out. I interviewed her, got her to actually lie and make up and construct a story during the interview we were having. Well documented, yet some of these irresponsible creators continued to allow them on her show and spew the outlandish things that she sent in the email that she sent to another creator and myself. I'm being vilified and attacked every day for standing up for what's right. Why? Why is that happening? Well, I'll tell you why, and I'll be totally candid with every single one of you out here. Because I'm screwing with their ability to make money and screwing with their narrative by presenting facts and calling them out and debunking everything they say. People say, well, John doesn't do anything for the true crime. All she does is attack people. No, that's not true. Not true. Do I attack? You're absolutely right. I do attack some. But I debunk what they say. And I back it up with experience and knowledge. And here's why, when so and so said this, that they're wrong. Here's why, when so and so said this, that they're totally outside anything surrounding this case, anything truth about this case is not being spewed from their mouths. It's all lies. And it's all this insanely freaking put together narrative every damn show so that they can get clicks, so that they can make money on the backs of these poor, unalived, red-rummed, beautiful people, and their families have to endure it. My son had his name. Somebody was an imposter tonight under my son, and my son was here with me. Somebody said, "Oh, he doesn't know that I'm on," like he's at his mother's house. No, my son is here. Stevie, once again, I'm assuming because that's his MO, that's what he does. Took my son's profile, created a false, whatever he does, like he's done multiple times, like he did with Jeff H. Not only Jeff H in names, but he did a whole entire freaking show and channel using Jeff H's name. He's disgusting. These people are disgusting, y'all. I have been absolutely brutalized. It's been said that I'm a convicted felon. I can't carry a gun. This is my gun. I carry my gun everywhere I go because I'm allowed to. I was driving back from my mother's house after delivering a puppy to her, which she is ecstatically happy for, and finally gets up, starts walking around, and is playing with the puppy when she is laid in bed for 3 weeks. And I have to hear from my mods, Dinky saying this, Dinky saying that, Dinky once again is doing this and that, and I'm reading it driving back from, a 40-minute drive to my house, and I pull it up and I have to hear this garbage being spewed about me once again, how I'm this hater and how I attack people and blah, 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 and Nelly this and Nelly that, blah, 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 and how I'm blackmailing Nelly. No, Nelly is sending me emails. Okay, I'm sorry. I sent Nelly an email, and I said, look, if you stop attacking me, then I will stop attacking you. I haven't hardly said anything about anybody lately. I want to get to true crime. I want to talk about other things surrounding true crime. We've made a statement. It's working. People were thinking about what they were saying. Dago admits it, says it, and then denies that it has anything to do with what me and my team have done. Kelly D was a big part of that. Huge part of it. So we're going to hit on Kelly D right now. And again, I'm not going to say anything bad about Kelly D because I have had a great time with Kelly. I've been to Vegas twice. I've taken her to dinner with Rita, and I've got fond memories. I don't know what happened, but I do kind of know what happened. I brought some other mods on, and one of which I like a lot because she's very outspoken. She's very intelligent, and that would be Rachel. Truth Exposed. She's very factual, and she doesn't take any crap from anyone. If somebody's spewing something that's not right, she's like a walking encyclopedia. I brought J-Lord in, okay, who's another one that is absolutely phenomenal. That's Stacy. I brought Sportsy Girl in, Dawn. She's amazing as well. All of these people have done nothing but help this team become stronger and more versed. And they bring character to the show because they're all diverse in their own way. But some of these people on these shows are spewing things like, I abuse women, I treat women horribly, blah, blah, blah. Unbelievable. Totally untrue. They're gaslighting everyone. They're trying to push a false narrative because let's just face it, everyone, 85% of true crime YouTube is women. My stats reveal that. My stats say that I think my base is 88% or something like that. I have to pull them up. Are women. The rest are very few men. I mean, look. I mean, my mods are all women. I've got a guy that is gonna come on a part-time basis because he's gonna have to go overseas and be gone. But I said to him point blank, and I told my mods, they can all confirm. I said, look, we got to throw a guy in the mix here, ladies, because I'm getting my balls busted because I'm some sexual deviant because I have all women as my team. I want you to think about that for a minute because I'm a man who mistreats women or I manipulate women and I do all this stuff and I'm this egotistical nutbag control freak and all this stuff yet. Oh, and I bring women onto my team because that's what I do. Because I know that I can control women. I tell you what, it's kind of the other way around. They freaking if you saw us in our powwows, you'd understand. It's a lot of fun. Never anything disrespectful. We have some diverse people, like I said. One thing I don't tolerate, I don't like cursing. Now, I will curse at times. I will get heated at times. I'm human. And when I have my son being attacked, my mother being attacked, or someone saying that I treat my mother horribly when they have no idea. Actually, this person that kind of said that actually does have an idea what I've been going through with my mother. And it's pretty insane what was said when she was like, supporting me and telling me it'll be okay. I've been through this because I've got these problems and blah, blah, blah. I've got these triggers, to go after me and say that I mistreat my own mother. No, I don't mistreat my own mother. Know that. I'm very frustrated with my mother because my mother has given up. My mother has tried to commit suicide multiple times. I've had to have her Baker Acted. And Baker Act is a Florida Mental Health Act where I have to take her into custody, have the police take her into custody in an involuntary state. I'm getting upset because it's getting to the point where it's not fun poking about, somebody's looks or, the way that they enunciate things or something like that to draw attention to a cause. These are people going after my personal business, saying things like I was fired as a cop. I'm on a Brady list, which is not me. There are many people with my name, and that is not me, not even the same middle name. And actually, that person, Kelly, tells this freaking WSU Kim crazy biatch, which I can't even believe anyone would still allow her onto their show to spew. That's what set me off earlier tonight, and I'll get into that. She gets on there. I see her talking, actually opining and saying things about me because I called her out and destroyed her. She had nowhere to go after I had to call her out again and called the channels out that had her on multiple times to get clicks over the insane things that she was saying. I called the channels out again for allowing her to come on. And then they started to, we better not have her on anymore. We've got our use. We've got our clicks from her. We made our money. We don't need WSU Kim's crazy ass on the show anymore. She's already served her purpose. It's pathetic, y'all. It's pathetic how manipulative these people really are. It's like, and you've heard me say it before, it's a cult. It's an absolute cult. They all gather together. Look at me. Look at my numbers. I'm blowing them away, and they've got 10,000 subs. One of them got 70,000, and he solicits Dinky, everybody to like Dinky so that they can come attack this show. Because I called him out for what he said about Steve Concalves and the nasty things and the attacks that he's doing. And he's doing it because it's Christmas time. And he needs to make money for Christmas. I know you guys are all smart enough to understand that that's why he calls out the father of a red-rummed child who's grieving. He makes up lies and spews nasty things about him. Why? Right here at Christmas? Why do you think he did that? Why do you think that Harsh, the pathetic, nasty, lying, POS Harsh did something like that, y'all? Why do you think he did it right now? And he's getting all this attention. Can you tell me? Are any of you that aren't a part of this show and a sub to this show that are watching this, are any of you using your gray matter between your ears? It's to draw attention to himself so he can get clicks. So people will be like, oh my God, here's the clickbait. Steve Gonzalez comes on to Harsh's show. That's not what happened. That's the way he laid it out, though, because you guys all thought that he actually was speaking with Steve. It was just an email or whatever it was. Clickbait, once again. Am I pissed? You're God-forsaken right. I'm pissed right now. So I'm listening to this shit being spewed about me. Once again, they're creating shows. They can't go a day without talking about me. I've been busy as hell. I am behind the eight ball. I have a business. Somebody's saying mowing yards. I don't mow yards. Get out of here. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Nelly, you clean houses for a living. That's what you do. You scrub toilets. You're talking about me having a paver business and a curving business and a landscape business? Like it's beneath you and your people? You're disgusting. Today, I got home about, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, somewhere around there from working since 5:30 this morning. I was tired, but I was, had some Christmas shopping I wanted to go do. Didn't get to do it because I get screwed up with this stuff. I decide, well, I'm not going to go Christmas shopping, but my mom had made a kind of an off the cuff comment and said, maybe I just need, because I got her a dog 10 years ago and the dog passed away, which is another reason why she's a little depressed, because the dogs are unconditional love, everyone. Everyone knows that. My mom hasn't got out of bed in a long time. She's on Xanax. I'm not afraid to tell everybody this because I'm sure everyone's got somebody like that. And Xanax is the devil pill. I'm sure somebody in this chat right now hears me and understands what I'm saying. My mom says things like, but it puts me to sleep and I have great dreams. I go to happy places when I'm asleep. Well, Mom, you can't sleep your life away. You're going to wake up. You're 73 years old now. You're going to wake up. You're going to be 78 and you're not going to be able to get up and do the things you did and your life's over because you slept it away. So I get her a puppy and I take that puppy to her today. First, when I said I was coming over, she didn't even want us to come over. But I said, no, Mom, I'm coming over. She couldn't even come downstairs. I'd have my son come downstairs and unlock the door for me. And when I get in, what do I find? I find my mother laying on the living room floor. Last week, she pulled the grandfather clock on top of her. And thank God the glass didn't shatter all over, but it broke the door to the clock and all the mechanisms fell out on top of her. She's upset about that because my grandmother bought that for my grandfather and it was an heirloom. She destroyed the clock. And I've got to deal with these people that are vilifying a man who just wants them to stop spewing the bullshit. I think it's absolutely, and it's not an opinion, people. That's not an opinion. That's not me saying you can't have opinions. These aren't opinions, people. Dago having an hour-long show about the food truck and entertaining people coming in and talking about them actually serving up human flesh to people and vampires. That's not an opinion. That's absolute insanity. That's clickbait. Those are lies. These people are absolutely disgusting. My son is sitting here right now, and he was victimized tonight by Stevie, in my opinion, because that's what he does. Well, if it wasn't him, then who was it? It's one of them, Brian Hoffman. You're all sickening people. My son was playing his video games. We just got done dinner, and I come in and I see this crap. Oh, I don't agree with what my father does, or whatever the person was saying, like trying to lay low.
No, I totally agree with what he does because it's the only way.
Come in here, buddy.
It's the only way you can get a point across is you have to be aggressive. Like
so does your dad run around calling people toothless and no necks and making fun of people, or what kind of person am I?
No, you're nice, friendly person.
So this is my kid. And I don't have, somebody said I have my kids only on the weekend. No, my ex-wife and I split custody. I have my kids half the time. She has the kids half the time. We've been divorced since 2013. We are very good friends. My daughter, who I have tonight, is actually with my ex-wife at the, what the heck's it called?
Celtic.
At the Celtic concert. The Celtic ladies are here in Daytona Beach. So my ex-wife mentioned it, and I mentioned it to her. I said, buy the tickets for her. She would want to go. We did the same thing last year. And my daughter says this morning, hey, mom said that you said I could go with her. I said, absolutely. Why wouldn't I say that? She said, I just want to make sure, I think I know what it's for. And I wouldn't tell her. She figured it out, but I wouldn't tell her. I said, no, you're going Christmas shopping. These people are absolutely insane in the membrane. I'm not going to stop. They can keep doing what they're doing. They can keep insulting me. They can keep insulting my mods. And that's another thing. Kelly, when she was a mod, this show that we were talking about, this nasty, vile, disgusting, pathetic trash, kept using the C word. And I said, look, don't use that word. I've said it multiple times. And yes, one of my mods used it on another show and used it in a kind of a, an off-cuff way, which I don't agree with. But you know what? I don't control what my mods do outside of this show. Okay? If they want to go to another show and get in an argument with somebody else and use that word, that is their prerogative. I don't control that, and I don't tell my mods that they can't go to other shows like other people do, or other people that say, oh, you went to so-and-so show, I'm taking your wrench away. I don't do that. But because this person, this other mod of mine, goes on to a show and uses it after I say I don't want it used, okay, but she used it on another show, so I don't really care. I will talk to that person. I told Kelly D I will have a conversation with her. No, you don't understand. We need to have an emergency meeting right now. I'm working. I'm standing on my skid steer. I'm busting my ass. It's drizzling down. I'm trying to beat the rain, and I'm dealing with this woman who wants me to have an emergency meeting because one of my mods had an off-cuff conversation on another channel. This is fun for me, people. It's not a job. I like it. I enjoy it. We're not going anywhere. Dinky said I really don't care if this show goes away. I don't. I mean, if the show went away tomorrow, would my mods find another place to go? Certainly. They were here well before I was. It really is unbelievable that a person, and I'm the only one, I'm not the only one, there's one or two other ones, but I'm the one that really stuck the knife in and twisted it on these idiots. And I used a tact that I'm not going to regret and I'm not going to apologize for. And I've explained multiple times. How am I going to get attention drawn to the problem? I got to be as crazy and absurd as they are. I got to say some crazy stuff. Like, you don't have a neck, or you should be spending that money you're making on teeth, or you're double dipping. You've said on your own show that you're waiting on disability, but yeah, you know what? You're making all this money, but did you report all that money that you're making from this show and all the money that you're begging to come in to pay your bills? Did you report that when you were applying for your disability? Hell to the no. I guarantee you. Did it work? You're damn right it worked, because he immediately was having a show to address it and tell more lies and manipulate more people and entertain his base and seek sympathy and vilify me at the same time because I said he had no neck. Of course he's got a neck. His head sits on it. I mean, seriously, did the man not have a neck? Then he goes, I don't have a neck because I know how to do steroids. He actually said that. So what do? We poke fun at that because the man admitted to doing steroids, and he implies that he just was this big dude at one time, and that's why he doesn't have a neck now, because his chaps were up to his ears, and that's because he knew how to do steroids, because he's accusing me of doing steroids. accuses me of having gyno. You know, I've got this flabby chest because I wore a shirt and you can see my nipples and my areola through it. That means I have gyno, which is indicative of people that do steroids, that do whatever, and it causes you to have man boobs. Folks, I don't have man boobs. Look, you see my chest flabbing? You see any of that? I'm not trying to defend myself. Not at all. But I can guarantee you that I don't have gyno. I do have a thumb drive in my chest right here from the stroke I had, though. That's about the only thing foreign in my body. See that? And that's in a firm chest, y'all. Boom, boom, boom. Not from somebody doing steroids. So get back to Dinky tonight. And Nelly. And their nonsense. Nelly's lost her freaking mind because she does a show about us. I don't even, honest to God, I didn't even know who Nelly was, people. Now, did I address a person in Dago's chat that was spewing nonsense? Probably. Did I associate the name Nelly with it? No. Would I associate the name Dinky, who had no show, and as far as I know, she didn't at the time either, because they just started their shows? No, because there's tons of people in chats. I don't know who I talked to from 1 minute to the next, and I certainly wouldn't put together a Nelly and a Dinky. So we're doing a show, and we're talking about more lies. I think it was one of the garbage, the food truck or something, and this happens to be about Dago, and these people are fans of Dago. Okay, so they're going to defend Dago. So Nelly decides to do a live on my show while my show is going, and as soon as my show's over, I'm getting these. I'm laying in bed, getting these emails and texts, and one of my mods said she got it, and you got to go check this out. So we go over, and of course, here's this woman that I don't even know from across the pond calling me every damn name. I'm a disgusting human being. I'm this, I'm that, blah, 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 blah. I'm a bully. I shouldn't have a show, blah, blah. When is YouTube going to do something about it? Oh, my goodness. It was unbelievable. So I'm laughing. So I'm like, Kelly D, talking to her on the phone. She's going off about it. I said, hit the record button because she's going to delete this. And she actually, right after that, said, and Kelly's like, you called it. You always call it. I said, yep, she's going to delete it. So we recorded the whole show where her and this Dinky guy, you'll have to go watch the show. But she just goes off about me. And she's saying the most hurtful things that don't hurt me, but they're disgusting. They're making allegations that they're going to come. She's going to hire a hitman to come get me. And then, oh, it's a joke. I don't take that stuff as a joke. That's why tonight, when Dinky has, for the umpteenth time, now he says, oh, I was just going to come to Florida and have tea with you. No, it's an implied threat. You imply that you're going to get on a plane from 4,500 miles away and fly to Daytona Beach. It's not bike week. You're a biker, but you're going to fly here to address me. So I said, you come here, you're making threats at me, I'll kill you. Kill you. We have stand your ground here in Florida. I have a family to protect. You're making from a man who said, promise you can hear it. It's in my show. I'm dangerous. I can't leave my house. I can't be around people. People should be afraid of me. I'm not kidding. I'm serious. He actually says this, people. And he says tonight, I'm documented a mental health patient. He says it.
Didn't him and someone else say they were going to hire someone to, like, literally kill us?
Yeah. No, that's what she said. She said that my son said, didn't they actually say they were going to hire somebody to come and kill us? That's what my 15-year-old just said. He was a moderator on this show. I don't take that stuff lightly, people. I am a licensed, I mean, I can carry a gun. I was a cop for a long time. Never, I'm not a convicted felon. So I had that right. We have laws here, just like Texas. These people are absolutely out of their minds. I'm incensed. I'm so mad right now. Not because of, let's just say it's because of what they said about me and my mother. And then an imposter came in acting like he was my son in this like laid back, oh, I don't really agree with what my father says. To spin this narrative for them. It's an absolute lie. And then even make it sound like, to make it believable, because that's what Stevie, that's his MO. That's what you do, Stevie Irwin. Now, I can't say for a fact that it was him right now, because it didn't happen on my show. It happened on another show, because I can't pull an IP from that show. Disgusting. Pathetic excuses for human beings. They want this show gone. Even have that rock chalk saying, oh, we're going to send a well-being check. Send away, rock chalk. Then she says, he hasn't been talking about me because I sent a cease and desist. Now I know for sure you're lying, because never got a cease and desist. But I do have all the info I need on you, you lying piece of shit. You're not at all who you say. Then she gets caught in a lie tonight and says that her son's an MMA fighter. And then she has to backstroke and say, well, he's not really my son. I can't make this up. That is a pathological liar. Rock chalk goes in and throws money around to whatever creator she can get on panel. And then she likes hearing her name just like anyone else. So she keeps donating money so she can get some talk time. She can get on panel. Sounds like she smokes about 52 cigarettes a day. But I hear too that she's on disability, and I can't prove that, but I've been given some information. Huh. Imagine that. That bus is going to look real good in my front yard. Promise you. Now, I legitimately have had 2 cease and desist orders go out. One has been served, and the other one, they can't find the guy right now because he's MIA. And that's following up with a lawsuit for spewing things like my middle initial is a P and not a D, but the D is the one that you're posting out there with my first name and last name, which is not me. It's in a totally different part of the state. But you're saying that I'm on a list and I'm no longer certified to be a cop. Unbelievable. And I told them tonight, I'm going to have fun with this one. I went into their chat and I'm like, you guys, I'm laughing. I'm pissed, but I'm laughing. And then you got this little weasel, Willie. Don't know who he is either. He actually says that I put him on a list. I don't even know who he is, but he's trying to let people believe so he can push his new show, and he's jumping on all these channels, and he's all of a sudden, I'm now a topic for him. He starts calling me the P word. I call him the P word back. I said, I got your P right here. Bring it. Come on. Fly to Florida. You're damn right. I'm a man. I'm not going to have somebody call me that. And I'm like, I don't even want to talk to you. You're a little freaking Willie the Weasel. That's his new name, everyone. Willie the Weasel. Because he's trying to weasel his way into these other shows so that he can get some subs and get some get monetized for his new show that he's just starting? Do you think, are you guys in here? But if you're not a sub to my channel and you're spying right now, I want you to think about what he's doing. If you're that not smart, then whatever. Unreal. Absolutely unreal. Kimberly Barrett says, Rock Chalk has said for months that her son is an MMA fighter, but won't say who he is because she don't want to dox him. What the F? Who doesn't promote their child if they're a professional MMA fighter? Kim, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Hold on a second. Thank you, Kim. So now you get Rock Chalk getting on here saying, I'm going to send a welfare check. And then they're all jumping on this narrative that they feel that my son is in danger. Tanner, come here, buddy. Oh. Have I ever even spanked you, my son?
No.
Come in the camera.
Luckily, I'm a good kid, so I don't get.
Have I ever spanked your sister?
No.
No, tell the truth. I did one time. When did I spank your sister?
Oh, was it the Sharpie thing when she drew Sharpie on her new bed?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So my daughter, when she was what, 7 years old, and by spank, I went like that. That was it. On her clothed bottom.
If you honestly think spanking is child abuse, I mean, geez.
Yeah.
It's kind of.
So my daughter, we just bought a brand new bedroom set for my daughter. It was yellow, canary yellow. It was beautiful. And I had Sharpies in my kitchen, and she would often go, and I had, all kinds of markers, highlighters, and she liked to draw. I told her, do not ever use the Sharpies without permission. She took the Sharpies into her room after her mother had just made the bed. It has a canopy bed. It was a beautiful white high post bed. We actually repainted the whole thing, bought the sheets. It was beautiful. My daughter goes in there with a Sharpie and draws all over the bedding, the headboard, and everything, because she thought she could erase it. But she knew she grabbed the wrong marker, and those are off limits. So that's the only time I've ever spanked my daughter in her entire life. And it was literally, I told you no, pow, pow, go to your room. You're in trouble, basically. I don't even remember what I said. But I was firm but loving, which is what I am. I'm a firm but loving parent, and I'm a firm but caring human being. I'm firm about what I believe in. I know what I'm talking about. I know that these creators out there that are spewing this garbage are absolutely full of shit, and I know why they're doing it. And if you people that are on their shows are giving them money and paying for memberships, then shame on you. If you need somebody like Harsh to say, you're lovely today, don't let anyone tell you anything different. If that's what makes you feel good, then you've got big problems. If you have to do that every day and pay that guy money to tell you that, then you've got big problems. You probably need to seek psychiatric help. Just my opinion. Buy a dog. They have unconditional love. They'll lick you in the face and make you feel beautiful, and you'll have a great day. You don't need that little troll to tell you that you're beautiful. I get attacked for saying that tonight. I get attacked for calling out the obvious. Calling out the obvious, which is Dago spending over an hour at least in his show doing nothing but calling off names and waiting, because this is what he does, you guys. And he lays, oh, I just care about everybody and I want to acknowledge every single person. Bullshit. You know what you're doing, and what you're doing is you're waiting on everybody to come in. You're stalling for people to come in, and then you start reading one by one their names, and you look to see whether they send you a super chat. And a lot of people are waiting. Oh my God, he's gonna say my name. He's gonna say my name. He's gonna say my name. Bam! Says his name. Cha-ching! $25 super chat, $50 super chat, $2 super chat, $3, whatever it is. Those add up. 800 memberships at $2.99 at minimal. That's $2,400 a month. He's not making money. Me a frickin' break. Oh, what's it to you? What's it to you, Detective John? Why do you care? I don't know. Because like you, Dinky, maybe I'm sticking up for other people. You feel the need to stick up for Dago and your girlfriend, but I can't stick up for these people that are being lied about. Their children are being lied about. Narratives, false narratives are being spewed every day about these people, and they're making money on the backs of these tragedies, these tragedy pimps. I'm being vilified for that. I shouldn't care. Maybe I shouldn't. But you know what? The shit will continue forever. Unless somebody stands up and says something, right? I feel like I'm the only one out there. That's how I felt in the beginning. I built a team. I'm all about team. You hear me continually talking about my team. You hear me continually saying, Kelly D, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have had this great show, because you helped put together this video that I and you and Patty and others all collaborated together on to create. You actually did a great job doing the videography part of it. Thank you. Now that's biting me in the ass. You know why? Because Kelly, and I'm going to say it, you guys go watch the show when I had whatever her name is, Cluminati, Chlamydiati, whatever her crazy ass name is. We had a show on there, and she gets into it with her. And this wasn't the first time she lost her cool on a show. Hold on a second. Hey guys, sorry about that. My dog got out. So my cat lets the dog out, opens the door, and then my neighbors, they're like, and my other dog got hit by a car not long ago, so everybody's concerned. So anyway, where was I? So it's insane to me that I get vilified for this nonsense being said about these victims, and they're getting away with it, bottom line, every single day. And I've said, listen, YouTube needs to have a fiction and a fact arena for true crime. If you want to spew that stuff, take it over to the fictional part of YouTube. And they should have disclaimers. What we say is absolutely fabricated bullshit, not based on any facts. Nothing. There's nothing in that PCA that would dictate you saying that people are eating people at the food truck. Nothing. Yet they're allowed to spew this nonsense. So if you think for 1 minute that this show, my team, has not had a devastating impact on these people, I got another thing coming, because it's obvious they can't stop talking about us every single day, which I love. It's great because we earn our subs. I'm pushing 2,000 subs. We're blowing away channels that have 70,000 subs. Hell, I'll probably get off this show that was unannounced, and tomorrow it'll be at 2,000 views. But my announced shows, oh, and Saturday, wait till you see the show Saturday. A promise I made is going to come to fruition. Let's see here. So Curious said he's not drinking or drunk or naked, is he? In fact, he doesn't drink at all, does he? Well, let's answer that question, T.
I already did. That's an old comment. You gotta scroll down.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't drink. I don't do drugs. Never smoked weed in my life. Not against anyone that does. I just never done it. I grew up as a surf rat in Daytona. People don't believe it, except for the people that actually know me. But if I tell them, hey, this guy was a surfer, beach bum from Daytona Beach, growing up on the beach, he's probably a stoner. Nope. Never. Never even tried smoking weed. I've never even tried smoking a cigarette. I don't drink. I've been drunk probably a handful of times in my life. And I think the last time that I was actually drunk, and I said the other night, it was during, I was drinking those, they used to be called Mickeys. They look like little barrels. Oh my goodness, man. One of those will get you inebriated. I pounded like 4 of them because peer pressure at the skating rink. And I don't remember anything except for gurgling and my own vomit. And that pretty much cured me of drinking. And the last time, I think after that, I was in Vegas 15 years ago, and I was at the Stratosphere up on the restaurant, and the drinks were swaying because the building moves back and forth. And my buddy says, try this. I said, I don't drink. He says, nah, man, you won't even notice this. It was Bombay Sapphire. Didn't really taste like anything. It's what, gin or whatever it is. I was shit-faced. Came downstairs. I used to have this mechanical bull. I stuck my head up the bull's ass. I got on it. I rode it. It kicked me around, flipped me backwards. I landed on my back of my head. I had a concussion because I was drunk. Now, would I have normally done something like that? Probably. But I would have been able to hold on. Y'all, it's just insane. Just insane. But I'll tell you what, we're going to get back to Kelly D. Now, saw me on the Dinky's chat. I said, I'm not, they were trying to bait me in. They brought Kelly. All of a sudden, Kelly D is on all these channels that she hates because she hates what they stand for. I've got every damn text, email, all the stuff where she is blowing me up during the day I'm working. I'm like, great, Kelly. If you see it, grab it. We'll use it. Huge hypocrite. But here's the truth. You want to know the truth? I'm going to tell you the truth right now. And you're all going to hear it. And I didn't want to do this, but because she has chosen to go on other shows and start saying, you don't want to mess with me, John. Really? I had no intention. You can ask my mods. I've had no intention. I've asked that the mods not mention anything about her and why she left or why we kicked her out of the show or whatever happened, whatever rumors out there. We're not going to address it. It's no one's business. If that's what happened, that's what happened, and there's a reason. So here's the reason. Now we'll get back to what we were talking about, the Kluma whatever show. She gets into it with her. She's like, whatever. They're screaming back and forth. She looked like a 2-year-old. Shut your mouth. And I'm like, Kelly, let me talk, please. Now, the deal was, there was no deal. I would have people on as I wanted them on from the team. And my plan is to have everyone at certain times come in and we have diversity on the show. I don't want to have too many people on because when I do that, people talk over one another and it works out sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's a train wreck. So I'd like to have 1, 2, 3 at a time on maybe. And then somebody or somebody from, a guest. So she's doing that. She gets into the screen and Clue and I are actually having a decent dialogue. It was, and I'm going to apologize to you, Clue, right now. Everything is in a heated moment. I'm horrible with names. I'm not pronouncing your name right or whatever. It's, I threw chlamydia in there and it's just me being, I don't think you have chlamydia. Okay. Get over it. Could you? Yes. I don't know though. I'm not in your bed and I haven't had to go get tested for an STD and I don't have drip. So I mustn't have been with you if you had it. So let me tell you, this is what happened. She made a total ass out of herself. Sorry, Kelly, but you did. The entire team knows it. You know it. You made an ass out of yourself. But prior to that, or around that time, we had the shooting in Vegas. I don't want to talk about politics because we're all diverse here. We all have different opinions, and politics and religion will divide people and destroy a team. So my rule, when I have these people that want to be a part of the team, come into the team, we have a meeting. This is what I expect. This is what I don't expect. I don't want politics or religion brought into any of our conversations. If you believe this person believes that, that's fine. We don't need to have a discussion about it during this show or during our meetings or anything. It's got nothing, zero. You hear me? Zero to do with what we're trying to do here. I don't care if you're a liberal, a Democrat, a Republican, right-winged, down the middle. I don't care. It's like this is a team. I care about your skills. I care about what you bring to the show. Everyone brings something different. There's not one person on this team that brings the same exact thing. That's what I wanted, diversity. So Kelly is upset because she's in Vegas and in her backyard is the shooting at UNLV. Kelly is anti-gun. Okay? She's anti-gun. I've never wanted to entertain a conversation with her about it because it doesn't matter to me whether she's anti-gun or pro-gun. I don't care. I judge people by their character, not their political affiliation or what they believe in. And up until now, I would have no reason to question Kelly's character. But she stepped over the line with another teammate. And that teammate also stepped over the line. They get into a heated discussion about guns. It's on our chat, our team chat, and blah, 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 blah. Tell that to the family of these victims. And the other person was trying to say, look, basically guns don't kill people, people kill people. Look what happens in Europe. They stab people in Europe. They don't shoot them because they don't have access to guns. I get both sides. I just don't want it as part of this show. It's got nothing to do with what we're talking about. Excuse me. So I had a conversation quickly, and I tried to nip it in the bud very tactfully. I said, look, you guys, we don't talk about that here. It has nothing to do with the show. Please end it. Please, let's not talk about it. No. Kelly wouldn't let it go. Kept going and going. And the other person got to dig in. They were both wrong. But if I had to scale it on who was more wrong, it would be like 70 or 80-20. Kelly was wrong. The other person was 20% at fault. But the other person stopped after the second time of me saying something. But Kelly wouldn't let it go. Not only would Kelly not let it go, but she's blowing my phone up. I am working, and she's demanding we have a meeting right now to throw this other person off the team. And she denies that, but it's 100% true. First, it's a personal call to me, and then she calls again, and we're working on it. We're trying to work on the video together on live stream, and she's in with Patty, and Patty is in on the conversation. All of a sudden, Patty's feelings are hurt now because they're buddy-buddy. They're besties. And if Patty comes on to any of these shows and says that I ever abused her or said anything nasty to her and I was cruel to her like Kelly D says, I'll tell you what, I'm going to have a serious issue with that, and I'm going to start freaking, I'm going to do what I don't want to do. I can promise you that. Patty had a great idea. Hey, let's roll into this show we're doing right now. Let's roll some positive into it from the, I think it was the Goncalves family or no, the Chapins. And I'm like, that's a great idea. I have the conversation. That's a great idea. Let's do it. Again, I'm working. We bounce ideas off of each other. Those two, you know, they have the time to do this stuff so they can sit there and work on it. And I said, I trust you guys. Roll with it. Do whatever you want. We'll have a great show. That gets twisted around to me denying her that opportunity to help put that together. Show me that. Show it to me. And if you say I said it, you're fucking lying. I'll promise you that. I would never say that. So here's the truth, people. You want to know why Kelly's gone? I'm going to tell you why she's gone. Because she made an absolute ass out of herself in front of the team. The entire team was pissed, and she lost face. And instead of owning it, which I was totally cool with, look, I've got the text that I sent her. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's wrong. She ghosted everybody for a week. Wouldn't return any phone calls, nothing, no text, email, nothing. And all of a sudden, Patty is deathly ill. Her lupus is acting up, and she's having all these problems because she's not talking to any of us either. Now, finally, she hits me back. She says, I'm really too sick to talk. And, I'll get with you later. Her caregiver gets on and confirms that, which I wasn't questioning at all. Even one of our other mods tries to reach out. Caregiver says the same thing. Hey, Patty's really sick. Now, I don't know if that's true. I would assume it is. I don't think Patty would lie about that. But this person came out and said she was the caregiver, which it could all be a ruse. Who knows? I don't know what to believe anymore from these people. I would expect it from Kelly D, but not from Patty. Because Kelly D is crazy, and I'm going to say it. She's also defrauding the government. She lives in Vegas, and she drives to California. That's why I had to pay for her to get a tire, because she can't get her medication because it's in California. So she has to drive from Vegas. And then she says tonight, this ruse, I take care of my disabled stepson. Bullshit. Bullshit. She lives in Vegas. Like, I'm not going to tell you where she lives. She lives there. She has her checks dropped at some fake church address. I've been through it all with her. I know the story. I've been on the phone with her when she had to do stuff on her phone and they're sleeping in the car because she can't get her mail in time and get her check. She has to drive all the way to San Diego from Vegas. So you want to know the truth? There you go, Kelly. Better watch what I say. Here you go. I'm putting it all out there. And I'll tell you what, it's defrauding the government, and keep it up. I haven't made the call, but I will, you fucking bitch. You crazy fucking bitch is what you are. Because you are a liar. I've never done anything but be nice to you, but I'm not now. I'm fucking pissed. Here I am cursing. If I drop the F-bomb, I'm pretty freaking pissed. And you can ask my mods. We are all blindsided. Each and every one of us are blindsided by the way this crazy woman has turned from one person to another, and all of a sudden she wants peace with everybody, and she's sorry for what she did. Bullshit. She's got nowhere to go, and she knows that she's going to be alienated everywhere else because of the stance she took. So she's kissing ass and trying to get on all these shows, and they're all patronizing her. Oh, well, Kelly, we don't feel bad. We don't hold any grudges. No, they just want to see what dirt old Kelly can pull up on Detective John. Bring it. Bring it. I saw her say tonight, somebody was saying he was never a detective, and she actually said, and the other night she said, no, he was an actual detective, and that stuff about his ex-wife is true, because she knows it. She sat here with my children as we talked off the show about what happened with my son. She knows the truth. At least she has enough character to address that crazy WSU Kim who spewed up there and put the fake name of somebody that's decertified. Well, it's a real name, but it's not me. Different person, different middle name. Yeah, she's running with that narrative, and I'm going to sue the shit out of you, WSU Kim, because I know about the property that you inherited. I know that you're a what do you call it? Babies that get money. Trust baby. I know all about it. I'm going to own you, bitch. I'm pissed now. Don't ever test my resolve. I got 3 attorneys. But you know what? I don't think it's worth, doxing people and doing all that shit. I don't think it's worth it. But you know what, WSU Kim, you stepped over the line, bitch. I've had it with you. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you right now. I know for a fact, because I spoke with 2 people now that are gonna own your ass after this trial is over. Everything you have, you will lose. They will come after you, guns a-blazing. So you're on borrowed time, you crazy freaking bitch. You are on borrowed time. Now he sends me, I've got the email. I'm going to post that email too. I'm going to post the email that emails that WSU Kim has sent me, demanding that I better not use her name because she's copyrighted her name. Give me a fucking break. Copyright your name. You better not mention my family or my daughter. Your daughter that doesn't talk to you, by the way, that I have an email from that says she doesn't talk to you because you're disgusting. You embarrass her. You humiliated her in front of her friends. Never have said your real name. Don't need to say it on here. But I know about your gym. I know about your gym being foreclosed on. I know about you losing all that with your husband. I know all about it. That's just the screen name, WSU Kim. Means nothing. So keep running your gator, bitch. You fucked with the wrong person now. I was letting shit go because you humiliate yourself. You have ruined yourself because you have no integrity. You have no class. You have no credibility. Yet people like Nelly and Dinky will still allow you to come on. Why? Because you know that you can come on as long as you spew hate toward Detective John and his team. Isn't that how that works, Nelly? Isn't that how that works, Dingo? As long as people are going to spew hate and whatever, you Willie loser. Because you don't even know me from diddly. You never had a conversation with me. You come on and say that I got you on the wanted 10 list. I was laughing my ass off when somebody sent me that clip. First of all, you're not on the list. It's on my community page. These people are insane. So back to Kelly. And I'll tell you right now, I haven't been reading the chat, but I'm sure that my mods that know the truth are going to be opining about what really happened. And they'll let you all know that Kelly D is full of shit. She lost face with the team. She was embarrassed. She was humiliated, and she knew that she couldn't deal with it because you know what? She's a coward. She doesn't have communication skills. I was reaching out to her. I'm like, Kelly, look, it's not a big deal. Just forget about it. Own it. We're good. Nobody's mad at you. And nobody was. She was embarrassed because of the way she acted. Watch the videos. Watch the video with Cluminati. You'll understand. She was an absolute basket case. She embarrassed me. She embarrassed the show. I had tons of comments that I had to delete. And one of them, I go through when I get my comments, when I look at my comments and my after show comments, and I always click like, the love, and do a response. Sometimes I don't do a response, just like and love. Sometimes I click dislike and I respond. But out of habit, I click dislike and love at the same time. And Kelly loses her mind and said, that person said something negative about me and you loved it. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'll go in and fix it. It was a mistake, Kelly. I get 1,000 freaking replies and I try to reply to everyone because that's just how I am. Go look at our comments as opposed to anyone else. I challenge each and every one of you to pull up another show and see how many responses they have compared to mine. That's why our algorithm kicks ass and theirs sucks. Because I take the time to respond. That's the truth about old Kelly D. And you know what? I know a lot more shit that I'm not going to divulge because it's not right. Personal shit. that I'm not going to divulge. But I talked very highly of Kelly. I think she's a very smart lady. And she'll come in and try and make a buffer about this and talk about her mental health and that she's got PTSD and all this stuff, which I've allowed her to do. Now she's going to do it even more to seek empathy and sympathy from people. Because bottom line is she fucked up. She embarrassed herself on the show. I never even said anything to her. This is what I said that upset her. I said, Kelly, listen, you're catching a lot of heat. Dinky is doing videos about you and making fun of your face and bringing you up. Making you look like a wicked witch and all this stuff and saying all this stuff, saying that you were scary. Even did it to one of my newest mods. Yet he's worried about what I say. Yet he's such a hypocrite. He's building videos using the faces of my mods and me. He thinks it's funny. And he's worried about me talking about somebody not having teeth and a no neck and looking like Shrek. Seriously? This man's creating videos, taking them from my show and making fun of people. Who's the bully? Who's bullying women? These are women. The hypocrisy is, I can't even cut it with a freaking machete. It's so thick. All because I stand up for what's right. I don't care if that's not your opinion or not. I know I'm right. If you say that me standing up for these victims and these families and speaking out against what these people are saying is not right, then there's something wrong with you. You're one of those, oh, it's my First Amendment right. Shut the frig up. Your First Amendment right is not your right when you spew things that have negative consequences about other people and families. The First Amendment right was developed so that you could speak out against your government without repercussions. But you know what? When you speak out against individuals, yeah, you can say it. You won't be arrested for it. It's your right to say it. But guess what? Libel and slander will end that for you in a civil court because you stepped outside the boundaries of the First Amendment right. But you know what? People don't just sue people all the time. So people get away with saying shit all the time because no one has the balls to sue or the funds or what have you. So it's allowed. But that's not what the First Amendment says, people. Just because you can say it does not mean you should say it. Kelly D, I wish you the best. But you stepped over the line because I never said one word about you. What you did is you went into offensive mode thinking that I would say something when I even sent you messages saying, hey, I wish you the best. Bam. But then when you started saying stuff, I sent you a message. I said, you better not freaking utter a negative word about myself, my family, or this team, or I'm telling you right now, bitch, I will come after you with everything I have. I promise you I said that. I left it on a message and I sent it in a text. Because I knew that she was going to try and go on the offensive to save face because she has nowhere to go because everyone hates her on the dark side over there, the bad side, for doing what she really believes in. But now she doesn't believe in it. She just wants to create peace now because the negativity was getting to her. Bullshit. Bullshit. You're a fucking liar. Because you were worse than me when it came to your passion for going after these people. You were insane. but I always kept it cool. I always handled you with kid gloves because I knew you were like on the edge of just losing your mind. If you were off your meds, you're always telling me, I got to get my meds. I haven't had my meds in 3 weeks. I have no money. I would send you people, promise you. My son can tell you. I would send her Venmos. I've got the Venmo receipts.
That's actually true.
Yeah, he says that's actually true. I got the Venmo receipts of me sending her money so she could go, and I put in the receipts. Trip to Cali, meds, tire for her car. I paid her to do the thumbnails. And she shit all over this entire team. Why? Because probably, in my opinion, I know she was off her meds because she hadn't had a chance to go get it because she had no gas money to go get them. I had to send her money. She still didn't go. So something's going on there. I don't know what's going on, but she's defrauding the state of California on disability, getting her medication paid for over there, and she lives in Vegas. So she has to drive all the way from Vegas to San Diego, and it's a long trip. Her boyfriend goes out and washes windows on cars on the street so that they can pay the rent. I had to call the police because he was abusing her one night. I actually am screaming on the phone, if you touch that woman, I will be on the next flight out there and I will beat your ass. I called the police and sent them to their apartment because I was so worried about her being abused because I cared about Kelly. I didn't care about her mental health as far as it affecting me in a negative way. I cared about her as a person, as a human being. And because she messes up and she won't own it and just take my advice and just forget about it. Nobody was mad at you, Kelly. But you were so embarrassed and you read what the comments were. You couldn't face it. That's the truth, people. That's what happened. And I'm not leaving anything out. Now, if she wants to come and spin a different story, bring it. I'll promise you, I'll bring out much more. I would, you know what? She'll say no, but I still have feelings for Kelly. She sat with my family. She sat with my girlfriend. We had dinner. All she was talking about, I could bring Rita in here right now, was how I saved her life. Rita's floored. She asked me today, so what's up with Kelly? Did you ever get a hold of her? Nope. Kelly's totally ghosted me for 2 weeks. And then I see her in Dinky's and what's her face's chat. And I thought, no, this is Stevie making it up. Because earlier in that day, I got in my comments, hey, where's Kelly? And it was somebody I didn't recognize. So I figured it was somebody just trying to bait me. And I wouldn't say. I said that Patty was ill. Didn't say anything about Kelly. Go look. You won't see a damn thing. Nothing. And neither did any of my team. These people, as seen by a subscriber, I'm sorry. Thank you very much. I did not. I'm sorry, guys. I know I've had some super chats in here, and I don't ask for money. I don't ask for anything, but I know you guys are fired up as well as I. And if I didn't acknowledge you, I will acknowledge you later. I'm just, thank you very much. You know, am I asking for money? No. Does this channel cost money? Yes. I just want the channel to pay for itself. That's all. If the channel pays for itself, will continue. Absolutely. But, you know, if it doesn't, it is what it is. Nolo, thank you very much. Tanner, if you see some, please let me know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I had a mod, or I had somebody send a super chat. I missed it, and it's friends of Kelly. And she's like, "Where is that super chat? You didn't acknowledge it." Contacts that person and tells them that I deleted it, like I would delete a super chat. No, never did. No way would I do that. I just didn't see it. So if something happened to it, I have no idea where it is. It's from overseas. I don't know. But it was post all this drama. So, yeah. Do you think that this person is trying to manipulate people to lead the show? Because she had aspirations of doing her own show, just so y'all know. She got what? Oh, I'm sorry. Elizabeth Brown, thank you very much for your donation. My son just let me know. Thank you. You know, my son that was never on the Dinky Show. And then Dago's supposed to leave the Dinky Show and do a show about me from the Dinky Show. For what? Saying how unhinged and mentally unstable and what was it? I'm drunk and I'm on drugs.
Oh, yeah, you're on some type of substance.
Yeah, I'm on some kind of substance. There's something wrong with me. I'm either drunk or I'm high. You messed up. You got enough problems, Dago. You got enough problems with a certain owner of a certain business that when this trial is over, you're in a lot of trouble, buddy. I promise you. Because I did my part and sent that video you deleted. Doesn't matter that it was deleted. Damage done. Just like Dinky and Nelly. Oh, what happens in chat stays in chat. We're deleting this. No, you didn't. Kelly recorded it for me. That's what started all this garbage with you two idiots. So how is one supposed to react to stuff like this? I'm a pretty calm, cool cat, believe it or not. Not tonight. Not tonight with the shit that I'm dealing with on a personal level with my mom. I had to get the puppy ready, washed up, get her over there to her, make it back here in time to help to get dinner, get the kids fed, get my daughter ready, do all kinds of stuff so that her mom could get her. And still wanted to get my mom a puppy to cheer her up because I'm afraid she's going to die. I'm afraid I'm not going to see my mom again. But I can't drop everything and babysit my mom 24/7 when I've got my oldest son there now, who's, as you know, because we're very transparent. We did a whole show. He's an alcoholic. And I expect him to help because he's living for rent free. But no, he's drunk and in bed because he's still hung up on whatever and his mom dying. Never got over it. We had a show about it. Go back and watch it. But I'm getting attacked for that. John, just take care of yourself. Stargate 110, thank you. I'm fine, y'all. I'm fine. And Kimberly says, these creators only tell half the story. They take bits and pieces, put half stories out for clicks and views. You're absolutely right. And they're going to take that show tonight and they're going to pull things out of the show, like me showing my firearm, telling them that if you come here and you threaten my family, I am armed and I will take care of my family and I will protect my family under the Florida Stand Your Ground law. You will not survive. After being threatened. Oh, I was just threatening. I was just saying I was going to come have a cup of tea with you.
Yeah. Okay.
My 15-year-old said, yeah, okay.
I mean, there was like an actual clip of that one chick and him saying that they were literally considering
gonna put hits out on me, but that was just a joke. I was joking. No, when I got a man who's actually saying that he is certifiably crazy, and he's obviously disturbed, saying that he's gonna get on a plane and come to Daytona, which is where I live. Yeah. That wasn't to have tea. That was to send a message to shut me up. And I'll be honest with you. Out of everyone that's made any idle threats or any kind of threats, he is the only one that is actually scared the shit out of me. To the point where I look out my windows. If I hear a car, I'm ready. I will not hesitate. I promise you. So I'm going to open up the live here in a second. Hold on. Let me mute this real quick. I got to go take a pee. I'll be right back. You guys chat. I'll be right back.
I'm putting the panel link in the chat. Give me 1 second. Okay. They'll be back.
All right, guys. Sorry about that. I had to get something to drink. I'm parched. Walking there to get something to drink and coming back, something else came to mind about Kelly. You want to hear how disingenuous that bitch is? To go into there and say, oh, we need to do a welfare check. I'm worried about those children. And to fall on that narrative that they were starting, unfreaking real. We need to call the police and do a welfare check. Tanner,
Yeah.
are you okay, buddy?
Oh, I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's going to say that because he's my son. Can y'all believe this stuff? I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. You want to talk about major backfire? All this shit that they did tonight, if it did, if you guys can't opine that it wasn't a backfire, I'll tell you what, you're not real bright, but I know everyone in here that's a member of this.
For the people who are asking like why, they like have this mentality.
Here, come in here, buddy.
Oh, I was in here. Okay. They have a mentality that like I guess I'm not safe or something. Like apparently I'm getting like beat and abused and stuff. Yeah. Apparently. That's
here, come here. On. Come here. Hold on. Here, get this on slow motion. Ready?
Ow. Let's go.
Hey, come on. You got to give me one back. Ready? Oh. Oh, man. That's how ridiculous it is. They'll take that. Dinky will take that, and he'll use it in his shows. Me. But actually, we did that. Remember we did that at the hotel? And we were in a hot tub. We're in a hot tub and actually did that. And there's a picture of him doing that to me and I'm doing it to him. We're both hitting each other and our jaws are going sideways. Stevie Irwin took that and used it. I kid you not. I don't know how I don't know where he got it from. I think somebody told me they got a friend request from somebody that said they were my friend and then went into this is how desperate they were, went into their Facebook and got a picture that I tagged from my softball team, and then he used it. That's how desperate these people and sick they are. Honest to God, I can't make this up, y'all. So, did we post the link, buddy?
Yeah, I did.
All right. So if anybody wants to come up, let's post it again. I'm going to post it again. Where is it?
Copy a link from the invite thing.
All right. Hold on a second.
Click off of it.
All right. Hold on. I'm going to post it again.
Sorry. Control V. Just use your keyboard. Do Control V.
I got it. All right. So there's the link to StreamYard. I'm full of energy now, y'all. If you've got something you want to say about these unbelievably horrible, nasty people, including my mods, come on to panel right now and let's have some fun. Say what you've always wanted to say about Dago, Lana, Rory, Dinky, Nelly. Nelly, by the way, yeah, you're a shitty mom. You know why you're a shitty mom? And I'm going to say it now, even though I'm going to take back what I said, because you were actually, and you saying, oh, it wasn't that. He wasn't on it. Yeah, he was on the show. Your son was hacking up a lung while you were sitting there getting drunk with your other friends because you've got no life, and you said it yourself. Getting drunk in front of your 8-year-old kid when he's hacking up a lung. I had the video. And you're saying, in that show, he was with his dad. Yeah, that particular show you're talking about, he was. I'm not talking about that show. You're attacking me. I'm going to attack you back. And I'm going to call you out for the obvious, which is you're a shitty mom for getting drunk, screaming and cursing in front of your 8-year-old, not your almost 16-year-old, okay? Your 8-year-old little boy, and you're getting drunk. That's not a good mother. I'm sorry. Not in my world, anyway. So, come on up. Let's see. J Lord, you're up. Texas Ranger, you want to come up? Anybody want to come up? Yeah, A.R. Hayes. There you go, too. You want to talk about a manipulative punk. Comes into my live and is kissing my ass, saying how he's never going to go on a live again. Never going to go on a panel again. Never going to do this. Never going to do that. He's in there saying that he's worried about my kid, too, tonight.
Oh, my God. That's such like a...
The 38-time convicted felon who you know, I had major nice things to say about him and said, hey, good luck to you. Now, you can forget it now, buddy. You have diminished any trust with me ever again. They were handing your ass for coming in and being nice when I was nice to you. When Stevie probably was using your name and you're hitting me up saying, that's not me, John. I allow you to come into the show and say that somebody else was doing your name under FUARAs. And we all know it was probably Stevie. Because that's what he does, just like he did to my son. And I allow you to come into the show and, you know, we talk about it because we'd already had an email conversation. And it went well. That's what surprised me about that night. Turns out it wasn't you. You caught hell because you came in and you did the right thing. But you know what? You backtracked. Is something wrong with this thing? All right, let me do it again.
You can do phone calls.
J-Lord, I don't want to do phone calls. J-Lord, come on in. Please. I think you were trying to get in. I missed you. I missed somebody who was just trying to come on. We got on an in-and-out show. Mindy, you want to come in? You can come in too. On an in-and-out show, we have over 200 people in here. In 10 minutes, I said, we're doing a live right now. I sent it out. And we've got over 200 people watching this show right now. That's amazing, y'all. Thank you. Thank you. I don't think this is working. It keeps kicking people out. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to get you in here. Dawn, you want to come on? You try to come on. Everybody keep trying because for some reason it's kicking you out. I'm going to post it again. All right, there it is again. Kimberly, you can come in. Any of you guys keep trying to come in. We're just going to have to keep trying till it works. Is that my phone? Where's my phone at? Let me have my phone. I don't know what to do, y'all. I'm honest. I'm like, you know, I'm not going to stop. I promise you I'm not going to stop. But we've got some pretty cool stuff planned. And I'm telling you right now, anyone can come up. Come on up. Let's see. Where is WSU mom, Karen? Hey, Karen. You want to come up? Come on up. There's all you got to do, everyone. It's kicking. For some reason, it's kicking people out. When I go to click on, I can't get them, but keep trying. It'll come. Hopefully, I'm not lagging, but it'll work here eventually, I'm sure. Texas Ranger, you can come in. Any of you guys can come in. But I'm not going to stop. They want me to stop. They're doing everything they can to end this show. You can hear them saying they've done multiple complaints to YouTube about us. Nothing's going to happen because you know what? I'm not bullying anyone. They don't understand what bullying is. Yep. She knew that she knew Kelly D would flip because she used to be one of T-Rev's biggest fans. Yep, she was one of T-Rev's biggest fans, and she was all over the fact that Patty was exploiting Xana. All over it, talking all kinds of shit. But then when she gets the boot from the T-Rev show and then comes into me, which I didn't find this out till later, but I was okay with it, does the same thing that she's doing now. Oh my God, I can't believe that's what really happened. Thank you so much, Detective John, for telling me the truth. I'm just mortified. It became this freaking drama-filled, just unbelievable event. Put her in contact, the two of those in contact. They became friends. They nurtured one another, and here we go. We're building a show. They're part of it, and everything was great until she made an ass out of herself, which I had no problem with. You know, I just simply said, "Oh, I don't think I finished that story." I simply said, "Hey, you know, I don't want you to be up on panel with me every show. You know, I want to have other people." Whatever. She got upset. I said, "What do you mean, whatever? That's not. I mean, that wasn't what we planned on doing. You were going to do, you know, what I brought you on to do. I mean, I didn't intend on having permanent panel guest. This isn't the Detective John Kelly D show." She didn't like that at all. So that's probably actually what set her off, because she knew that she was not going to have the star time that she once had. And then people were going to be going, "Why isn't Kelly D on?" Well, the reason why Kelly D isn't on is because I want to stop it now, because I don't want one person on all the time. And I would have explained that to everyone. If I want to have Mindy on, yeah. If I want to have Dawn on, yeah. If I want to have three of them on with Kelly, whatever. That's what we started doing. But Kelly started getting jealous, and my mods can attest to that. So I'll leave it up to everyone that's listening to opine on the truth. I didn't want to divulge it. I didn't want to say what really happened, because I'm not like that. But what I saw tonight was appalling. My phone was blowing up from my mods going, "You are not going to believe what that bitch just did and said." Promise you, that's what it says. Multiple. 3 of my mods almost hit me at the same time. And I'm like, "What?" Snapshot. And I'm just like, "Ask Tanner. We're driving back." And I'm like, "Read this for me." It was unreal. Well, I don't think StreamYard's working, y'all. Are you guys seeing the link when I put it in here?
Yeah.
Are you seeing it, Tanner? Mm-hmm. I'm going to put it up again. Just Debbie, have no reason not to believe you. No, I mean, it's saying error. What is going on? Okay, Diane, you're trying to come on and it's saying device not connected. Try it again, Diane. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on. J-Lord, did you try to get on? Spirit Box. Error. It's saying error. All right, here's Mindy. All right, there's Mindy. Hey. Yay. Hold on a second. You got your volume on?
Yeah, it's all on, but I don't want to stay on, but it's working for me.
All right, I know you got to work in the morning. Thank you for staying up and supporting us, man.
I'll stay for a few more minutes.
Well, what do you want to say? Let's address one thing, and I'm going to ask you this, and I've never asked you. I mean, I think we've talked about it as a group. Have I ever mistreated any of you ever or disrespected any of you in any way? And be honest. If I have, please tell me now.
This is how I feel, John. I feel like you are, and this is just my own feeling. You're the big brother that I never had, even though you're younger than me. But
hold on a second, Diane, you're in, but Mindy's talking
Diane.
right now. So
I
okay, go ahead.
You just, I feel like if I needed something or if I needed advice, I know that I could come to you. I feel like you're one of the most transparent, honest people that I've ever met. You do not manipulate people. You can be firm, but you've never been unkind. But I feel like you're very much about the golden rule, and you treat people like you want to be treated. And that's the experience that I've had. And no, I'm not being manipulated. I have my own mind and I can speak it honestly. And if I had a problem, I would tell you. I'm comfortable with that. But
you have told me if something bothered you.
But it's never been anything over.
That's
well,
good, Diane. Right there.
The honesty, I can't. I'm a transparent person, and that's why I like this team. Is because we all have different opinions of things. We all have been able to express ourselves. I learn something new every time we have one of our StreamYard meetings. I love the girls that are in this group now. I really do. They are smart and they are interesting, and we all come from different walks of life. And I can't say enough good things about the ladies in this group, but we wouldn't be what we are without the leader.
Thank you, but I manipulated you to say that, didn't I? I mean, we rehearsed all this, didn't we?
Yeah, I got the check in the mail today, so thank you.
Now, I'm going to ask Diane, but I can tell you, Diane, of all my mods to ask, there's no one that would be more honest and critical of me than Diane. I can
Diane's
tell you that
awesome.
right now.
We love Diane.
She will be critical. She'll tell you, yeah, you know, you can be a dick sometimes, but no, she won't say that because I'm not. But I call her back. I answer her questions. Diane is one of these two right here are my original mods. These are the two of my first mods. Kelly came after them. So Diane is a school teacher, retired, but she has been worked at a college as a teacher, as a professor for biology, and she is going to be my superstar when it comes to some DNA stuff. But we're not ready for that yet. But wait till you see what old Biology 101, which I gave her that name, by the way.
He did.
He did?
Biology 101.
He did.
I think we came up with it, but we put out ideas for the names.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's fine for me.
I like it.
That was the one we voted on. So wait till you see what old Diane Biology 101 brings to us when it's time to talk about the actual DNA. Go ahead, Diane. Kill me. Tell everybody what a womanizing, abusive, nasty, disgusting, wife beating, a child abusing, convicted felon, nutbag I am.
You're kind of a nutbag, but that's different. You've got an incredible family that you obviously raised right. You've got a very big house that isn't finished yet. You've got, as far as I know from Tanner and Charlie, you do not drink. You do not do drugs. If you're acting goofy, it's just John acting goofy, in my opinion. You know, you're surrounded by these women, and all of us have a different personality, which is great, because we sort of play off each other, and then we can also like go I'll say like Mindy, what, and I was just gonna thinking the same thing. So we're all very simpatico. It's better this week than it was last week, or than it ever has been before. So
And let me ask you both. Were we not floored as to what was going on last week?
It was just a little bit shocking, sort of, because Kelly put so much effort and time into the show, and it was her passion. And I didn't understand the about face. And now I don't understand why she's backstabbing you on the other channels. It makes zero sense to me. I'm blaming everything on you and not taking any responsibility herself.
yeah, I knew she was unhappy with how much time she had to spend doing the videos for like the last week or two. Before that, it was all passion. She was all excited about it. But not, it would have been a situation where I would have called you and said, hey, and you would have had to say, I'm not yelling, my voice is just loud, which is what he says to me all the time.
Yeah, but you see how I am. I'm not. You know if I was yelling.
Yes, I know.
I mean, you would know if I was yelling, and I don't think I've yelled at any of you ever.
Never yelled at me, and for me,
I've never yelled at anyone.
It's not just the voice level. So, but no, you've never yelled at me. You've always been incredibly good about listening, and maybe not responding right away, but by the next day, I think you usually, at least, you may not agree with me, but I think you usually understand what I was saying and the point that I was trying to get across. If not right then, sometime in the next 24, 36 hours, you're like, hey, maybe, I have thought about that. So I always say, can I have your opinion? And then I say, I'm not going to necessarily follow it, but I'd like to hear what you think. So that's what I do to you. I give you my opinion, whether you ask for it or not.
And who created, and again, this is off the cuff, everyone. This show was not rehearsed. I didn't talk to anyone.
No,
I sent out a
text
text that said we're going live. Actually, Diane was sleeping, and I'm gonna just ask you point blank, and I don't want you to feel bad because it's out there now. The gloves are off. Okay, who created the drama between you and the team? Who didn't like you?
Who was the first? Who was the first person that I called you about within day 2? And I was told by Mindy to say, to stay away from it. Don't engage. No, Kelly was the one. Kelly was the one that was on my butt.
And what did I say?
I remember that.
Yep. And I had to call you, and you were like, "I know she's protective of me, but
you were upset."
Kelly was saying she's not a good mix with the team.
Yeah, that's great.
All this crap, and I told Kelly, I said, "Look, you are different. Diane's different. Mindy's different. Everyone is diverse, and that's what I want." I said, you're going to have to suck that up. And what I would suggest you do, and I told you, Diane, too, reach out and talk to each other. Yep. And guess what? What happened, Diane?
Yep.
I stayed out of it. Did I not?
Well, Mindy and I tried to talk to Kelly and Patty before this all blew up so much. But it was like, I think Kelly just felt like she was wrapped around it too tight, and she was here, and it was not going to be able to pull it away to any distance that could be dealt with in any of the next few days. Can you say that better than I just did, Mindy?
Well, the meeting that she called that didn't include John, that I just felt, I kept saying, John needs to be in this conversation, guys, and I felt...
Oh yeah, everyone. Just so you know, Kelly D called a meeting of this team's mods without the team leader. She undermined this is my show. So what she was trying to do is she knew that after making an ass out of herself, and I'm just going to say it, and she was going to try and leave, but she was going to try and take people with her. She tried that with Dawn. Dawn just told me that yesterday or day before yesterday.
So Rachel's not here tonight, right?
No.
It's
Okay.
probably
No,
working.
Rachel's not here because Rachel's not here because you can't just reach out to Rachel. She's not like that.
Right, that's
You
right.
gotta-
The only
you
reason
gotta
I was
plan
going to say that was because I called you back. I had a hard time feeling comfortable with Kelly, and I came to you and I said, hey, you know, part of the problem I feel like with the mods is that the four of us met and talked for a couple months before we developed this relationship. And so I wanted to call Rachel, who was the other half of that bit of information, and just talk to her. And I called Rachel and we talked for like 2.5 hours, and now we're fine.
I love
So,
Rachel.
going to the source is with your general permission, obviously, but going
Right,
to the
and
source
that's what
is a
I
really
promote.
big piece of any kind of, try to get everything settled, in my opinion.
Right. So I mean, it's not like I'm like, you guys, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, hey, you guys need to work it out. I'm not going to babysit anyone on this team. You're all grown adults. You all come from different backgrounds. You need to work it out. I am not going to get in the middle of any disputes. I will not, and I would not take sides. Just like I wouldn't take sides for her making an ass out of herself, I wouldn't take sides for the other party involved, which was Rachel. And Rachel owned it right away. And what is the first thing Rachel said after
She apologized immediately.
Yeah, after Kelly had ghosted this entire team for a week, what did Rachel say at the first meeting we had?
I'm so sorry.
I caused this. I'm sorry I caused this.
Rachel was taking the blame because Rachel spoke out against what Kelly was saying about guns. Because Rachel is very versed in guns. Rachel has been shot. She's been a victim. She's a concealed carry licensed concealed carry person. She believes in the right to bear arms.
But we should all have a right to our opinion, and I was to the point that I was afraid to express my opinion because Kelly would go off every time, and I'll keep it to myself. I don't expect other people to have the same opinion that I do, but they're allowed to have their own opinion, but don't come against me for having my own opinion.
Can I say something real quick?
Sure.
Actually, Spirit Box is in here.
You're a funny looking Spirit Box.
What is that? Was that a popsicle? What is it? Oh,
no, it's actually a 3D toy. It's a 3D toy that my kid made on his 3D printer of a green ghost.
This is one of my original fans that came to the show, and he went MIA. I was hoping he didn't fly off into heaven somewhere.
You never know.
Tied up with T-Rev on a Spirit Box session.
That's what I was thinking. Spirit Box.
But first of all, I'm a dude and I'm on the show right now. So all the people who were saying like, John, he only wants women on the show. No, that's just stupid. There's people being jealous. It's like the guy, he has it right now. The show's getting popular, but I'm actually, kind of sad about all this drama that's happening.
We are
YouTube
too.
drama.
Yes.
I mean, I have nothing. I'm not gonna say anything bad about Kelly D. I mean, I was shocked. I mean, I'm finding as a viewer who watches, I'm like, wow, I can't believe all that happened. But for the people who were like saying that bad things about John, and like, only women, all this stuff. No, that's stupid. That's just stupid. It's just people who are trying to do anything to bring him down. People who were trying to get on his clout. I don't know if that's the word to say.
Well,
but
what they're doing, man, is they know that most of the base for the entire true crime community is women. I think it's 88%, if I remember the stats right.
But who
So
cares?
what better thing to do than to send out a subliminal message that Detective John is a woman-hating, manipulating, crazy man that beats women and all this stuff? That's what they do.
But if all your mods are women, who care? Like, I don't understand. Like the people who, to me, that's, I don't know.
We just aren't any women. Every one of us are really strong women. That John might be in more danger than the people think his mods are, because we're all really strong.
I'm just glad I'm not in the pheromone trail. That's all.
There you go.
But all this stuff, it's like these people come up from the woodwork. It's like, okay, what's your agenda? Like people are threatening you. That's what shocked me, John. It's like, you can't say that. YouTube is forever. You say it once, you just clip it, and that's it. It's like you can't say it. Oh, we're going to get some tea. I was like, okay.
So if I were to say I'm gonna hop on the plane and come to your house, and we were in a dispute, I'm just gonna get on the plane and come to your house. I said after he said that, I got frequent flyer miles. I mean, I can be wherever you want to. But he said it first. But if I were to say that, would you not take that as a threat?
I would take that as a threat. I will take that as 100% a threat.
That he can't be around people. People should be scared of him. He's scared to be around people because he's gonna. I can't remember what else, but it was pretty bad stuff.
That's a threat. That's a threat. Yeah, you should take seriously.
And then somebody saying that they were going to hire a hitman. They were seriously. I'm not kidding. I was seriously.
Did you go to YouTube? Oh.
What's that?
A dog?
No, I did. No, you know what? I didn't report it to YouTube.
Oh, right, like I hear you.
I would have.
Talking to me? Oh, that's Kelly. I mean, that's Mindy. I don't know what's going on. Oh, she's got the
a dog or
no, she's got the fake background back there. So without a green screen, it'll do that. That's okay. All right.
Okay, I just thought you were flying somewhere. My bad.
Shot one of the dogs were flying through there. But keep going, man.
Yeah, but like if that happened to me, I would instantly report to YouTube. That's a threat. You have to take that stuff seriously, especially if you watch enough true crime. All these shows, that's how it starts off. So you get someone crazy enough, you never know, they can actually do something that cycle.
Right, and you know what? I didn't. Although they would. Like, they're threatening to send the police to my house for a well-being check for my children because I showed them that
because you're a good dad.
I'm ready to go.
You can just look at your son. Come on. It's like, that's the stupidest.
They wanted to send your former colleagues over to arrest you for brandishing a weapon.
Yeah.
In your own house.
That didn't happen.
Huh? It did happen.
And that didn't happen.
So you won't get in trouble for that?
What's that? No, hell no.
Brandishing
Why would I? No. Why would I get in trouble for that?
Because you were brandishing a weapon and threatening them at the same time, as if your bullet can go through the screen to some other country.
No, I was simply saying I'm ready to go. If you decide you're going to come here, you better be prepared because I'm.
Yeah,
we have standing ground here.
If you enter my house.
So you showed a gun on camera in your own house after someone threatened you, and it's like, hey, this is what I got. If you come here and try to attack me, you come here, you try to attack my family. This is what I have. So they threaten you, and you're in your own home, and if you want to show something, he's like, hey, look at this. It's like, don't come here. It's like, don't risk the flight. Don't risk buying the ticket. Come over here. You threatened me, and I'm showing you that I have something. Don't mess with my family.
He didn't wave it around like they're saying. He picked it up like this, and he put it back down again. It wasn't a big deal.
It's his own house.
Yeah, they're twisting the narrative, and it's
YouTube drama.
Ridiculous.
And that's another thing, John, too. Is like, don't get stressed out with this stuff. People are calling you 24/7 over YouTube drama. It's like, man, no, this ain't a job. It's like, just let it slide.
No, I know, and it's and everybody on this team knows that. I mean, I want to have fun, and when this stuff went down with Kelly, I'm like, guys, what did I say? This wasn't.
It wasn't fun anymore.
It wasn't fun anymore because Kelly was such drama all the time, and you guys have no idea what I had to deal with daily with her, daily. Because she's just like, you just have no idea.
And you took time off too.
It's like I'm dealing with a mental patient. It's like I'm dealing with my mom, trying to keep her from, doing the unthinkable. She wants to get out of her relationship. She's going to go stay in her, her condo, because they live in Vegas. They gamble and they get condos, and it would be cheaper for her to do that. I'm like, leave him. Leave. Tony is his name. Leave him. He treats you like garbage. Get out. You guys know about that. You guys know I called the cops. I was everything trying to keep her sane. Gave her money to help her. I don't need, whatever. Doesn't matter now. Water under the bridge. Kelly, have a good life. But I'm telling you what, it's going to get way worse if you keep saying the stupid shit that you're saying right now. Because I'm telling you, I'm going to let it go that you're defrauding the government. Somebody else might call. I'm going to let it go. But I know where you live. I know your full name. I know everything about you. And I will, if you want to play this game, I will do exactly what I say. And it's a felony.
And this game is exactly what she didn't want to play with us. That hurting the victims and all of that kind of stuff. And now that's what she is doing.
It's exactly what I said it was. She can't handle the fact that she knows that she screwed up and lost face with all of you. I mean, a couple of you are like, never. I will never work with her again. She's never coming back after what she's saying and the way she's treated this team. No way. It's unacceptable. It's unforgivable. And I'm like, now, come on. I'm trying. I have never said that. I have never said it, never implied it, never let anyone know anything. You guys didn't even know what was going on, did you? You had no idea. Nothing.
I didn't. I'm so caught off guard by this. It's like, what's happening? It's like, why?
I wouldn't even when people were asking. Black Austin's in here right now, and he kept asking, where are they? And I didn't say anything, did I, Austin? I saw you on that other show tonight. I hope you're not playing both sides, bro, because that's not cool. I don't know. I didn't read what you were saying, but somebody said you were on there.
My only request is that Kelly.
I have no idea what they are. I call
my only
into the show,
request
and
for
that's
Kelly D is that she keeps our names out of her mouth. Like Will Smith said to Chris Rock, keep my name out of your mouth.
Why are you saying that? Well, I don't think that's
still a classic line.
For her. I don't plan to use her name anymore.
Yeah, I'm done. Good luck, Kelly. And if Patty's going with you, good luck, Patty. I've got nothing else to say about you. You brought this on yourself. You made a threat to me tonight and said, don't mess with me. I didn't say a word about you. You're the one who started talking about me. So if you want to continue to do that, then I'll do what I need to do. You do what you need to do. But from this moment forward, Kelly D officially is no longer part of the show. And she'll say, well, I left the show. No, really, you didn't. We already had that meeting. You were not going to be back on the show. So, and Patty, we never anticipated leaving the show, but Patty is, buddies with her. So if she wants to leave and go to her, then fine. But Patty, if that's not true, she's implying that. But if that's not true, you always have a home with us. We I always say but we love you.
I really like Patty a lot. She's such a loving, sweet person.
She did an excellent job her first time on panel. I called Patty and I said, wow, you were awesome against that lady. she was obnoxiously nasty, and you said, "Hey, please let me finish." She was like that teacher, was she not, Diane? Where
Yeah.
she's trying to calm down a bunch of kids fighting.
Yep.
All this around Christmas time too. 'Tis the season to be jolly.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
All this
Happy
YouTube drama.
Festivus for the rest of us.
Classic Seinfeld.
Well, and I like I said, did I want to have this conversation? No.
Of course he did it. No way.
I couldn't believe what I was hearing today, John. I
Same
don't
here.
during the day because I'm busy. I'm working. I have a full-time job. And I don't text you during the day, and I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Especially from Nellie.
And Nellie, for the record, everyone, my first email to Nellie was an apology. I apologized.
You read the apology to her on screen last class. Listen to me.
Yeah.
And my teacher
that's what she wanted, but that wasn't good enough. You know why it wasn't good enough? Because it wasn't good enough for Dinky. Okay? So Dinky wants an apology. Now, I sent in that message to her because I didn't know how to get a hold of Dinky. I looked for his email. I didn't see it. I couldn't find it. I didn't take the time to look too hard. But I said, if you want to tell Dinky the same thing, the same goes for him. I want to move forward. I want to do my true crime stuff with my team. And we have some other plans. I could care less what you guys do. Have a good time. Bye-bye. Merry Christmas. Thank you. Bye-bye.
With that said, I have to get going, but I want to end off like this. To everybody who says that Detective John, he doesn't have no males on. He doesn't have no guys. It's all women. Well, listen to me. If you hear my voice, I'm a guy, and he treats me perfectly fine. It's all you trolls. You're just jealous of the success, the hotness, the bubbling, the lava, the volcano. It's coming. It's coming. It's so he's hot. And you guys, he's getting subscribers day by day and views day by day. This video tomorrow, we'll get a couple thousand. And that's what hates you people who are listening, you trolls. You know who you are. And hey, all I'm going to say is he's only going to grow more. With that said, if I don't talk to you again, John, Merry Christmas and Merry Christmas to the panel. And I hope everyone, this YouTube drama is YouTube drama, but don't let it.
How's your little boy?
He's peeking through my presents, so that's kind of annoying. They were. So I'm wrapping stuff today. I'm like, things are moved around. I'm like, this is different. I was like, I did not set it there when I originally bought this stuff and had it. I was like, all right, eventually I'm gonna wrap this stuff. It's like, I don't know. I think he's found where I hid the stuff and he peeked. So
I can remember trying to unwrap stuff when I was a kid, laying there trying to be quiet and trying to unwrap it and figure out what it was, and had the tape there next to me, trying not to rip the paper. None of y'all did that? I used to do it.
No, my parents kept it in the trunk of a 67 Oldsmobile Cutlass, which is like the size of my car now, and you couldn't get into it. So they were hidden for good. I never knew where they kept them.
I never did that.
I used to prowl.
I like the surprise. I want to be surprised. I was like, I'm so let down.
Yeah. No, the anticipation would kill me. I just had to know.
I did it one time and I never did it again.
Well, I did it. I was looking. I went on the prowl one time and I found a present that wasn't wrapped. And I don't know. You guys probably don't. I know, Ecto, you're not old enough.
That's how you became a detective. Early things like that. Like, whose present?
Yeah, they made this handheld gun-looking thing that had a platform, and it was an aircraft carrier that had 2 planes on it with rubber bands. You pulled the trigger and it launched them. It was cool as hell. And I found it. And I'm like, Mom, look what I found. And she's like, it was one of those, she bought it months before Christmas, and she was so pissed at me. So yeah, I quit doing that.
But
anyway, man. Yeah, she gave it to me anyway.
Great
Yeah.
Christmas memory. But thank you for
I
taking
know.
my call, John. Keep on
Man,
battling the trolls.
I will.
I'll be
I appreciate
listening.
you, man. Thank you for coming up.
No
We're
problem.
always glad to have you in chat, Spirit Box.
Yeah.
Thank you all. Have a. If
All
I
right,
don't,
man.
if I don't talk to you again, Merry Christmas.
Take care.
Hey, well, Saturday we're gonna have a show, and I think you'll really like it.
Ooh, so
Yeah,
is it gonna be spicy? Like the spice I like?
It's gonna be really good. You're gonna like it.
All right, I will definitely listen, and if you let me, I'll call in.
Oh yeah, you will. All right,
We
buddy.
enjoy your
All right,
participation.
take care, everyone.
All right,
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Well,
All right, we got another spot. If any, let me
as long
post.
as he, I was
Post the
going to say,
link
as long as
again.
he said all that, I would like to also say that I have seen none of those reported behaviors from John. So even when I call and say,
Me
I
either.
know I'm going to make you mad, and he still doesn't get mad. He never gets mad. We'll back and forth and talk about stuff, but I've never seen any negative male traits. In fact, all the ones that he has, I like. So if he wasn't,
Right.
if he
Negative
wasn't who he
ones?
was, if he wasn't who he was, and a little ego-y, then he's got all the traits that I would like to have in a guy. He's just got a couple extras, like Rita.
You know what? I resemble that comment, but I don't look at it. You know, I try to be not an egomaniac. So I look at it as I'm just confident. Okay. So because if people really knew me, I'm pretty humble, but I'm confident in my abilities to do things and to opine about things because I'm not going to say something about something that I'm not real versed in. You've heard me say, somebody asked me about a case. I'm not going to bullshit. I'm like, you know what? I really don't know enough about that case or about that person to talk about it. But I'll learn. And I'm not the most versed detective ever on YouTube out there, and you've heard me say that too. There are far more qualified people in the YouTube world than Detective John. Okay, there are guys that have been, that may have just recently retired that have been a part of this brand new technology that's out there that I really know very little about. But what hasn't changed is the way you conduct investigations, the way you write PCAs, the way you TOT to the SAO, State Attorney's Office, the way that's all handled is all the same. We were electronically filing for search warrants. But we are also, knocking on judges' doors at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. You do what you have to do. So a lot of things have not changed. But when it comes to some of the new technology like CAST and stuff like that, I can talk a little bit about it, but I'm not an expert on it. And a lot of detectives today that are currently detectives can't talk about CAST. That's a major.
I've learned a lot from you, and I've
Me
learned
too.
to listen when you make a prediction. Although you got to admit that there've been a couple I've been right up there with you on.
Yeah, right. You egomaniac, you. So I'm gonna post the link again. The ladies can stay up. We got a slot open, so I'm gonna post it up here again. If anybody wants to come on, bring it. Don't sing it. Even if it's negative, unless you get on here and you get abusive, I'm gonna allow you to talk.
I might have to go to bed soon.
Yeah, I'm going to drop off too, John.
All right.
From here, I'll stay in the chat for a few, but thanks for letting us come on.
You need to go. Hey, if you need to go, you need to go. That's another thing too. Like somebody said that I'm like this. I make people do stuff. I make people. I'm like, I saw that, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
You've never made me do anything.
Yeah, you whip us into submission. Yeah. I know.
I'm like, I'm listening to what you said.
We aren't the ones saying that. We know you don't.
I was I'm really floored at some of the garbage, the lies that were being spewed. And you
But
know
they're
what? It was for their narrative. It got her seen, and it got her attention, and she's the hero now because she came from the DJ show, and she's got
changed
that
her
dirt.
opinion.
Well, there is no dirt.
No,
You
she's
know,
not.
the only thing she wants to say is that I treat women bad, and I'm telling you that out of just about, you can say just about anything to me you want, and it'll bounce off. But saying that, and I think you all know that really bothers me.
You've never
It
treated me
bothers
bad.
me. Because how do I defend myself when someone makes that accusation, when I know why they're doing it? I know why these creators have all said it. Like when I was on that other show a long time ago, and I said something about Lana. I was laughing at Lana because she was literally acting like she was having an orgasm watching or reading the Ann Taylor, paperwork. And I laughed. I said, God, she's like acting like she's having an orgasm. That's crazy. Oh my God, you would have thought I ripped somebody's head off and shit down their neck. It was insane. I'm like, you serious? And she was literally acting like that. She was like, oh.
Yes, she was.
It was pretty freaking pathetic. And she was total ass, and she looked like an ass when the following week that document, she was admonished by the judge, I promise you, and she looked like an idiot in court. Which is what happened? Did I not predict that?
Mm-hmm, you did.
I predicted that would happen. Mindy is like, you said that would happen. You were 100% right.
You scare me sometimes how much you predict things. You have a sixth sense. That
He
thing
does.
that escaped convict, you said the dog will get him. Doggone it. If that's not what happened.
Yep. Yeah, when that
Pozzolo,
escape comment, I said dog would get him any minute.
and he did.
I'm sure finish.
All right, I'm gonna drop out. Let somebody else up. Have a
Good
good
night.
night.
You go to bed. Do not worry about Monty. Go to bed.
Thank
You go to bed. I'm telling
night,
you. Go to bed right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Brush your teeth.
Yes, sir. Have a good
Oh,
one.
by the way, everyone, congratulate Mindy. She's got her new house coming.
I just bought a new house.
She just bought the house. You signed paperwork today, did you not?
No, I got a closing statement, and I have to be in the state that I'm going to sign those papers. And
is everything in escrow already, and all that stuff's done?
That's what the closing statement was.
Okay, cool.
I'll keep you posted.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, she's going to be moving from Cali to
Melinda,
Arkansas.
Arkansas.
She's going to be moving from Cali to Arkansas, so she's going to be a Southern girl.
That's it.
Yeah, she'll be 1 hour later, just like the rest of us.
She's going to be not far from Rachel.
All right. Oh, she's in Alabama. Okay, yeah, that's
Alabama.
Right. I look forward to seeing you guys this weekend.
Yeah, me too.
All right, Saturday.
Bye. All right.
Be there, be square.
You look like an astronaut.
Huh?
You look like an astronaut.
Who looks like an astronaut?
You do. Yeah.
Because I got my windbreaker on?
I guess.
Well, I had to throw something on really quick. I didn't want to show my breasts off.
No.
I figured I better wear something baggy because, it might turn old Dinky on because he seems to be infatuated with my chest. So I'm wearing something, baggy.
A little thicker. Yeah, there you go. All right. Want me to hit leave studio?
No, you can stay in if you want. Texas Ranger. Oh, we got to get another man on. Ranger, I'm going to put the link up. I want you to come in. You hear me? Texas Ranger, there's the link. Come in if you're out there. Tigger, you can come in too. Anybody that wants to come in, don't be shy. It's simple. If you haven't come on before, I send you that link. All you do is click on it, and it'll come up here, and I click add, and bam, you come up on the screen just like Diane is right now, and You should
Looking
be
like
good
I
to
woke
go,
up from a nap to come down here. Yes, I did.
right? But how have we been on? We've been on for 2 hours and
2 hours and
35 minutes.
34. Yeah.
So let's read some of these.
Can you see chat from where you are?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I?
Christopher Brown, are you guys talking about Brian from Let's Talk Live podcast and what happened to Laura, such aka Agent Chase? I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't follow Brian anymore. He went off the deep end as far as I'm concerned. Like the guy, but you know, he did it for clicks. And Brian, if you don't like me saying that, I'm telling the truth. You went on that guy's show. You went on that turtleneck dude's show because he has a bunch of subs. And I told you, dude, that's not cool. That's not you. Don't do that. No, you did it anyway. And you kind of got pissed at me for telling you it was a dumb move. And it was a dumb move.
Black Austin wants to know if he can come in.
What's that?
Black Austin wants to know if he can come in.
Sure, you can come in, Black Austin. Come on in. Oh, that's another thing. Did you hear that? I said the N-word. Somebody said that Willie was saying that I was going to say the N-word or something.
Tonight?
I said, buddy, you better be able to produce that receipt because you would never hear that word out of my mouth. Ever. Come on in, Black Austin.
What is Tanner saying?
There's the link again.
I'll try this. I think it's not going to work,
but I definitely want to go up on panel soon. Okay, so you can't go on now. All right. Maybe next time, bud. We'll welcome you. Even though you're black, because apparently, according to Willie, I'm some kind of I say the N-word, which, hey, if any of y'all know me, my girlfriend is not Caucasoid. Okay. So to insinuate that I'm any kind of a racist, you're an idiot. Tigger, you don't have to, your picture doesn't have to come up. Down on the bottom, it says mute, stop cam. All you have to do is hit stop cam and you'll just come up with a box with a microphone. So if that's another concern everyone has, down on the bottom of the screen, it says stop cam. You just hit that and your picture won't be up.
Oh, it was definitely up.
Actually, show them right now. Actually, I'll show them. I'll stop my cam. This is what happens if you hit stop cam. Now I've placed that photo in there. You don't have to do that. You can be just a box. Let's read some of chat. J. Lord Kendall, technical Rangers have always been male. I got to work the courage up, J. Lord. I'm going to ask you something, Austin. What's going on? Were you on the other show tonight, or is that an imposter? And I don't know what you said. I was told in a message that you were. I don't care if people play both sides. Don't get me wrong. I don't care about that. Just don't be, and I'm not saying you are, bro. I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying don't be two-faced. That's all. I'm not saying you are. I'm just putting that out there for anyone. If you're on another show, I don't care if you're on another show. If you like Jeff and I are friends. Jeff goes to the shows I hate. I don't care. Dalai Lama. Let's see. No, you don't have to turn on your camera to be on panel. In fact, when you come in, you don't come up immediately till I click and allow you in. Like this right here. What happened, Diane? Did you fall out?
I went out and to the show, and then I couldn't run both of them at the same time. So when I came back in, I just did, I clicked mute and block and start cam so it would stop the camera and took my face off of it.
Had to eliminate anybody?
That's easy.
Good.
Or if I hit start
So-
cam again, you got me.
Believe it or not, the haters have not come in here, and we haven't had many haters in at all on our shows anymore. In the beginning, there were tons of haters, but I think they know their limits because they'll get their asses handed to them tactfully, and I will invite them to come up and make asses out of themselves. So that's cool with me. So hey, yeah, if you want to come on in. Jessica Crockett, no one knows what happened to Papa Sal. I'll tell you what happened to Papa Sal, Jessica. Papa Sal got called out for trying to get in Patty's pants. Bottom line, I called him out for it. Said some very off-the-cuff things. He was sending Patty a bunch of messages trying to get her to fly out or him to fly out and try to buy her things. She's like, look, I'm not interested. He wouldn't leave her alone. He was kind of getting stalkerish. Oh, yeah. And he wasn't saying nice things. So we called him out on it, and he's disappeared. Because there's some other things too, but we won't talk about that. So that's what happened to Papa Sal. All of a sudden, he's sick. No, he's not. Sorry, just being honest. I've never heard that word come out of your mouth on any show. Kim, I'm not sure what word. Hopefully it wasn't a word that I
You didn't say.
Huh? What, Diane?
I said hopefully it was the word that you said you wouldn't say.
I'm pretty sure that's what she's talking about. She never heard you say.
Yeah, I would never say that word. That word, the C word, I grew up raised by pretty much women. And my grandmother, if you ever said that word, she would wash a grown man's mouth out with soap. Probably claw their eyes out. Hated it. Always screamed to me, don't ever speak it. And I never have. In fact, someone accused me of actually saying that one time. Man, I was so freaking mad. It was somebody else that said it. And I made a huge scene. And that person regrets that because I was pretty pissed. This was years ago. I was actually pretty young. So, what does Christine Brown say? No job, J-Rod is just a simp. I have seen 1,000 people like him in the South side of Milwaukee. Dude is a POS. Oh, yeah, you're talking about J-Rod. Yeah. Yeah, that guy was, wow. Bit out there. Yeah, I haven't seen Tsunami either. I don't know what I don't think I've seen her anywhere. Sometimes people go MIA for a while. They got things going on. I got one person that's going to be leaving town, going to work out on a fishing boat. So he's already warned me, hey, man, I'm going to be gone for, I think he said 3 months. So you won't see me. I'm not going to be dead. I'm just going to be working. Like, cool. Did you do roll call for an hour in the beginning? Dang it. No, Nancy, I'm going to have to start doing that apparently because, Dago doesn't think there's anything surrounding that. It's just because that's what he likes to do. I mean, who wants to sit for an hour and listen to people call out everybody? I would rather just start the show and let chat go. You know what I mean? If you don't know that I know you by now and I don't acknowledge you, see, Dago, you wouldn't have to do that if you would go into your community page and communicate with your people, but you don't. So you wouldn't have to go in and say that. You wouldn't have to waste all that time. But, the real reason why you're doing it, and I don't care what anyone says in here outside, he does it because he wants to get paid, because he knows these people want to hear their names being spewed. And as soon as they spew them, Oh, also, did you notice? What did you notice that he doesn't? Old Dago doesn't have anymore when it comes to getting payment. He's getting payment by Cash App now. That's how he wants to be paid. Why do you think that is, people? I'll let you all opine on that. I'm not going to suggest anything. But why do you think that he's not doing super chats and stuff anymore? Scribado. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a reason.
Good night.
Good night. Sleep
Thank
tight.
you. Talk to you
Go to
soon.
bed. Bye.
You got already been in bed once.
Yeah, I know. I'm such a slave driver. I drag you out of bed. I said, you better get your ass out of bed right now, or you're
That's
fired.
twice this week.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, thank you for getting yourself out of bed.
Oh, only for you. Only for you.
Oh,
All
thank
right.
you.
Have fun. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye,
You too.
everybody.
Let's see. What did somebody just say about old T-Rev? Dalai Lama, you hit hide cam, and yeah, just hit the hide cam at the bottom of the screen. And you won't, if you click in, you won't come in until I bring you in. So you just find that, look at the very bottom of your screen, it'll say mute, stop cam, settings, present. You hit stop cam and your picture won't come up. But you may have to unmute yourself, I'm not sure. Let's see. T-Rev is behind a lot of the hurt from this entire YouTube community. He is absolutely, you're 100% right, Austin. You know why? Because I simply wanted to, after he made an ass out of himself and said, this is my channel, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, and if the Tetsu John wants to start his own thing, I support him. I'm like, see ya. But that was a ruse when I did my little show. And I said, if the T-Rev will support me, then I would feel more than happy to do it. I just didn't want to, hurt any feelings. But I knew he wouldn't support me. First thing he does is say, you're going to be competing for time slots. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm going to go on probably late in the night. You're on like every hour on the hour every day. What do you think? You own the YouTube freaking time slots? It's not how it works, T-Rev. You're absolutely right. So he went on the attack lie mode. I bought my uniforms. I bought this online, or I bought, actually, Tanner, go into the spare bedroom where I've got that gray tote sitting on that chair, and just grab like 4 or 5 of my police uniform shirts. I want to show you all this just so you can see it, because I was cleaning out because we're remodeling this house, and I had to bring stuff down from storage, and I just opened this tote, and I'm like, oh wow, look, I got all my uniforms from my patrol when when we're in CID, I still have my patrol uniforms. But Tanner's going to go grab a bunch of shirts, like I can just go buy, Daytona Beach police shirts just anywhere, right? Not the black ones with the police across it. These are actually my uniforms. You find them? Anyway, I did get to see Kimberly. Just wanted to say, let you know, hey, how are you? Blah, blah. Okay.
About 3 different things.
All right. So let's see. All right. So here is another one of my folded up shirts. I got tons of these. These are what we did when I was in Street Crimes, which is this right here. That's me right there. Okay. Special Response Strike Force is what that says. Did search warrants. We did everything. We handled all. Okay. This is one of those shirts. Oh, here's one of my windbreakers. Ooh, let's see. It's got my badge thing on it. Let's see. There we go. Here we go. Here's one of my uniform shirts. Yeah. Oh yeah, I just bought this stuff online. I think it's still starched up from I got a whole tote full of my uniforms and stuff. Yeah, that's just shut some of the naysayers up and say I was never a cop. Jeremy says you have no problem saying bitch. Nope. So what does that mean? See, you take something out of context there. I don't know what you mean by that. But when I said, let me address this, y'all. When that Cluminati was saying the C word over and over and over again, and she had no problem telling us that she had no problem saying the word, and it didn't bother her. I said it bothers everyone on this panel, and it bothers me. So please don't say it on this show. Now, if you want to call Kelly a bitch or whatever you want to call her, or call me a bitch, I don't care. So that's gone from I said it was okay to call Kelly a bitch. Really? It's not what I was saying. But see how it gets spun? Is that what you were doing, Jeremy? Or are you just, making a comment, being sarcastic, not to me or against me, but for me or whatever? I don't know. You can clear that up if you want to come up on panel and say it. I mean, I'm not saying you were saying that negatively or not. I think you were probably, just basically repeating what the naysayers are saying and what they're trying to spin it as. Troy, I miss you too. Genuinely enjoyed chatting. Friends wasn't in Canada. Texas Ranger. That's how makes money. People like hearing their names and kisses butt. Yep, you're right. Wow, this chat is going. I'm sorry, I'm way up on chat. My bad. All right, Spirit Box, you back?
I'm back. My phone was dying. That's the only reason I got off the call. So it's charged up now. So I'm good to go.
Right on.
I'll keep
Spew it, man. Spew it.
So the whole YouTube true crime thing, what got you into it?
Well, it wasn't purely by accident. Honest to God. You know that show, Adventures with Purpose?
Me, no.
Those are the guys that they're diving professionals, and they dive into lakes and waterways. And they started out as environmentalists looking to clean up, rivers and lakes, and they would find cars that were leaking oil and stuff like that. All and they would find them, and they would tag them, and then the state or the city would be notified, but they would actually themselves float them up with airbags and stuff and get them out of the waterways. I thought that was cool for the environment, but also it was twofold because a lot of times they were crime scenes. So what they were finding was that they were uncovering crime scenes. They would find a car from 30 years ago that was linked to a missing person, and that person remains were found in the car. So
wow,
they cleared a bunch of cases for agencies. We actually just had one here last year, 2 miles up the road, where those guys came, where a teacher actually went missing, and he wound up going off the road, went into a ditch, and it was a deep, wide ditch, and the car floated down and sat there and settled, and they couldn't find him. Mr. Heike, yeah. And my son just came in and said, "Oh, Mr. Heike." He was actually one of my daughter's teachers in middle school.
Wow.
And so anyway, I was on that show watching it and never got in, they didn't really have a chat or anything. So I don't remember how it happened, but something came up where the true crime, maybe it was an advertisement or something came up anyway. And I see a bunch of true crime shows. So I'm like, oh, I'll click on this one. I clicked on one. It was some guy yelling and screaming. I wasn't interested in that. And then I clicked on another one, and it was these, and I didn't know anything about the Idaho case. Nothing. This is when it first came up. So I thank you, as seen by a subscriber. Thank you so much. I'm trying to catch up, but I wanted to say that I am a timing commentary channel. I am ruthless, and I will come for Kelly so hard she will leave YouTube. How dare her imply that your child is in danger. Thank you very much. Yes, that was a very low blow. She knows way better than that.
You're sitting
knows.
right next to your son. That's the stupidest.
Oh yeah,
It's so stupid
yeah.
when they
And
say
it was.
stuff like
And
that.
she ran with that narrative, and shame on her. It's disgusting, and it just shows her true character. And I'm really, I'd have to say I'm surprised, but I'm not.
Same
surprised.
here.
But I'm
she
not
was on the
surprised
shows
because-
with you. He was
Yeah,
sitting
but
right next to you.
considering the show that she came from and what she did to her now best friend at the time on that
I don't know
show.
none of that. I don't know
Yeah,
none of that.
and then she was kicked out of that show, and she ran to me with her tail between her legs, and I forgave her. You know, so we became friends, and then I told her what happened to Patty and what T-Rev did to her, the lies that he and she
Yeah, that guy.
ran with. So anyway, back to this. So I clicked on the link, and it was Jack D standing on the roof of the house looking down over a bunch of cars, right? And I'm listening to this guy, turned out to be you know who, saying that car was an Elantra. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, well, no, that's not an Elantra. And so I get into his chat, and I posted, that's not an Elantra. And everybody, I get my head bit off, right?
I bet, yeah.
So they're like, that's the car. And I'm like, so I go out and I pull up the case. So I start reading a little bit about the case. And so now I know a little bit about it. So I go back in like 30 minutes later, and they're still on the same thing. And I said, that's not an Elantra. And then he put his number up. So I called in. Now they were blasting me, right? So
of course.
I said, look, I know you think everyone thinks that's an Elantra. That's not an Elantra. Yes, it is. He's like, yes, it is. I said, no, it's not. I said, look at the brow. And they're like, brow. I said, that brow is, it's kind of like the eye of your face. If you look at the side of a car, the brow is the roof line where it comes down to the corner of the windows and then back across the top of the doors. That's called the brow.
But to rewind a little bit, so it's the first time you called in, it's like, were you nervous at all? Or like, oh, like this is the first time I'm calling into the show. I'm going to try to give my opinion.
I wasn't nervous. I wasn't nervous at all. In fact, I didn't say anything about what I did at first or anything. And I'm just trying to convince him. I said, hey, pull up an Elantra. Go on to YouTube and just pull up a white Elantra and then put it next to this car. And you're going to see. And even though I had the car right there, and it clearly was not the same window frame and brow, they still argued that it was. And he did too. And I said, look, I'm former law enforcement. I was a detective for a long time. You were a detective. And that's how it all started. So now the guy who had zero credibility had a hot button of a guy that has credibility on his show.
But that's your first time you called on YouTube too, so you're thinking like you don't know. No one knows what YouTube is. It's like you called in, you struck gold. It's like this.
That was my first time ever doing anything on YouTube ever, and my son can tell you. I didn't know how to set up a channel.
I believe that. So you're looking like. Did you know that like people like you had the voice? You're not like. Kind of hard to put it to words. Did you know that like you're entertaining?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't have any friends, according to them. People, all my peers hated me at work.
No, like prior to like calling in, like you're entertaining.
That was pretty much the entertainment in the room when I was, in briefings and things like that. I was the clown, the cut up. We had fun, and people pretty much liked to have me around because I'm pretty witty, and I'm very jovial, and I'm fun.
So once you called into that show, you caught fire because you did. That's how I found you. That's wow.
Well, like, immediately though, I started getting hate because I was a cop.
That's the stupidest.
Then we get now he's he's like, he hung up with me, and then I came back on, and I didn't give myself the name Detective John. He did. That creator gave me the name Detective John. I didn't call myself that. I just came in as John.
Good name.
So hold on a second. Let me. So anyway, he's the one that gave me that name. He just started calling me that. So it kind of caught, and that's what I began being called. And then they started talking about.
You two did have a good chemistry, though. I'll give you that. It's like I listened. Like anytime you and T-Rev were on the phone, I was like, I listened. I was like, man, this is good stuff. I was like, listening to. It's like you guys will go back and forth. You, of course, knew the most stuff because T-Rev doesn't know anything.
Well, he was a conspiracy guy. He was listening to everybody and all the, because you remember at the time we didn't know anything. All we knew is the jacks and the grub truck and stuff like that. We didn't have a suspect. So
I think it's Brian, if you ask me.
Everything. Oh yeah, it's 100%. So everything was speculation, and that was cool. We all got along because everyone could speculate because, it was a real whodunit. This is a whodunit. We don't know who did it, but the obvious. And I said, if you ever go back and listen, you'll hear me say multiple times, I don't think it's going to be any of these people. It's going to be somebody that we don't know.
Yep.
Is it a serial killer? I wouldn't lock into that. I said, it could be a mass murder, murderer. It could be that, but do I think it's a serial killer? I don't think so. I think it's somebody that's passionate and got pissed off about something and went in there and waxed 4 people.
Yep.
That's what I said. Go back and look.
Yeah, I remember hearing that.
And then somebody said, well, but out of what we have, who, if you had to guess, based on what who would it be? And I'm, the obvious. Who would be the obvious out of the people that were suspected before we had an actual suspect?
The boyfriend.
Who would be the obvious perpetrator or suspect?
Boyfriend.
Who is exactly? So that would be Jack, who D. Okay. Yeah. And then it started coming out that multiple calls were made to him and all this stuff. So somebody asked me, I said, based on what we have and what we know, if the obvious suspect would be him, that's the first place you would go. It's the boyfriend, the husband, the girlfriend, the wife, the estranged lover. That's where you go. But things changed. And once they changed and we got an arrest, 47 days later, bam.
But drip drop, though, you might say, oh, look at that flower. Zoom in on that flower. Zoom, more, boom. Look, there's that dead fly right by the flower. It's like, come on, it's stupid stuff like that guy. It's like, man, and he poses in character next to like pictures of girls who got killed in this murder.
Well, I'll tell you, that guy, I've never taken him seriously at all, ever, and never will. I get so
many entertaining. He's entertaining.
I get so many requests to go after Drip Drop. I really don't have any desire to, because he's just a joke to me. He is a clown. And
well, he wears the clown makeup next to the dead girls.
I mean, so as far as true crime, he's like, no, he's harmless. He's an idiot, in my opinion. So
I don't think he's an idiot. I think he's smart. I think he's making like his content.
No, you're right. Yeah, he is, and I've said that. I think he's a really smart guy. He's sharp. He's good with yeah. But as far as true crime and actually being taken serious, he's an idiot to me. He's not like anything that I would even consider a threat in any way to anyone being hurt by him, in my opinion.
No, he's not hurting
Now,
nobody.
now that was back then, but now he has gotten to be just like the rest of them.
The only thing
You
that
know,
would piss me off is
the
if
villain
I was the
stuff.
parent of one of those murder victims and he's posting his picture dressed in clown makeup, mime makeup, next to the daughter of, I would go nuts. I would go
Hey guys,
absolutely
a
nuts.
reminder real quick. If you would, for the algorithm, if you haven't hit that like button, which is with that little thumbs up down here at the bottom, please hit that like. And if you haven't subscribed and you like the show, please subscribe. It helps us get the show out there. But the likes are really important for us, and we need to, this type of dialogue is what is needed, and there's not much of us out there. It's all about what Ecto's Spirit Box is talking about right here. Is it's all about lies for clicks. We're not about that. We're about facts, and that's it.
And that's 100% truth. Like
when
you do this channel, you create this channel, you're doing this for the truth. You're not after anything. You just happen to have a great voice, great opinion, and like I said, you always continue to grow. But enough of me kissing your butt. Let's keep on talking about the whole thing. How you?
My butt, man. Thank you. You're not kissing my butt. So
let's
good.
talk about how
Don't let anybody, so you'll say that, man, and somebody will pick you apart for saying that. That's how
fine. They can do. I'm not gonna lose no sleep over it. They can do what they want to me.
No, but I mean, it's all about. Here's the deal. The reason why I'm so passionate about it too, there's several reasons, but one of the main reasons is I'm a father of 5 kids.
Yeah.
And I kept thinking, if Tanner was Ethan and some of these people were out there making money on my dead son's name with lies, or Kaylee being said she was part of a prostitution ring and she was making all this money. She had $100,000 in the bank because she was a prostitute, and she bought her Range Rover, which was actually, it's a cheap version. It's like a, it's just a cheaper version. It's probably, she bought it used. She probably paid under 20 grand for it, or about 20 grand for it. But anyway, if that was Tanner or Charlie, my daughter, and these people were saying the things that they're saying, I'm telling you right now, I'm not afraid to say it. I mean, I'm 55 years old.
I'm 40.
Somebody would be paying, and it would not be pretty, because I would probably be incarcerated right now. But to get away with it and continue to get away with it and continue to get away with it, and to capitalize on my child's name or anybody's name that was, part of my family, I think it's wrong.
It is wrong.
I think it's wrong.
It is. It's really wrong.
Now somebody will say, well, aren't you doing the same thing? I'm not capitalizing on someone's name with negative lies. I'm not capitalizing on anyone's name. If I'm talking about facts and I'm helping people answer questions, like somebody's asking me a question, what are your thoughts on the Brian Kohlberger case, and what do you think about wanting the crime scene demolished? Well, I'm going to answer that for you, Lisa, and it may not be very popular for some people. Steve wants the house up, but I think he's not as solid on that as he was once before. Technology today, if you're part of a 12-member jury and you're going to go visit the crime scene, you're going to go to the house, right? Well, here's the problem I have with what they did early on, which is to remove the items from the house and give them to the families like they said they were doing. Made no sense to me. Still an active crime scene, in my opinion. They did that very prematurely, and that, in my opinion, was a true mistake. Now, that being said, I'm a bit old school. Okay. So today's
Old
technology,
school is good compared to
yeah,
this current world that we're living in right now.
today's technology. Now, that being said, all of that stuff being removed from the house, if I'm a juror and I go to the house, that's just a shell. You walk in, it's not going to be, the lighting's not going to be the same. It's going to be an echo chamber because there's nothing to absorb the sound. You're going to walk through, you're basically walking through a vacant house. You're not going to see the furniture as it was. You're not going to see, they cleaned up the crime scene. They biohazarded it, and
Well, there's tunnels. There's tunnels down below.
yeah, there's
Boom.
but so, and in my opinion, the old school in me is like, that's absurd. You can't do that. The jury's going to have to go there and walk through this crime scene to get a feel of what it was like that night. They would take them that between 3 and 4 in the morning on at night and walk them through there and let them experience what it would have been like. Bring them out, walk them through the back sliders, even run different scenarios through the front door, what have you. To me, that would have been absurd. But knowing what I know about how crime scenes are documented today with 3 and 4D imaging, people have to understand that it's far more effective for you to put an Oculus on, which is the mask you see these kids playing video games in, and them doing a absolute scan of the house, which is what they did before they removed all the stuff. They were in there doing 3D and 4D imaging, and they were creating part of those terabytes and video for the jurors to actually go to anywhere they want to go in that house. So if you're juror number 5 and you're juror number 7 and you're juror number 12, you may not want to walk in a single file line through the house and stop in every room. Maybe you're curious as to something else, so you can take with your Oculus and you can just walk wherever you want and focus on a certain area. And they'll have all the time in the world to do that until they're satisfied with what they've seen. But you only have a limited amount of time to walk through the actual crime scene, okay, in live time. So what people don't understand is this imaging is far more effective for the jurors than actually being there, because they also did an external, that's what they were doing, an external 3 and 4D imaging. And you can walk down that back trail. You can walk down. You can go up on the hill with a parking lot behind and peer into Kaylee and Maddie's rooms with binoculars, with using software from the Oculus to see just how much you would see if you had binoculars. There's going to be all kinds of cool stuff that they could do that they didn't used to be able to do. And people fixating on the fact that the house is being torn down because it's a crime scene are wrong. Sorry. It's not near as effective.
So
and
they're wrong. So the technology is good in that aspect, but like
technology is great.
I love technology with to me, like, it grinds my gears.
Have you ever put an Oculus on your face and played a video game?
No.
Oh, you got to do it, dude.
But
It'll blow your mind.
My kid,
I can't handle it.
My kids do it constantly. It's like,
yeah. Oh yeah. You haven't tried it yet?
No. I'm very good at technology.
You'll probably feel sick. It's that crazy. When I did it, Tanner, what happened? I bought Tanner one, and we were playing it, and I broke the lamp.
Yeah.
I have a question for you, John. Like,
sure,
it's personally to me, it's so my son, or I have a son and a daughter. They can't like sit in the car without an iPad or something. They can't eat. They have to have like some like iPhone in their phone while eating. They can't. No, it's like, I need my phone. You can't eat? No, I can't. I need my phone. I can't. I won't eat without my phone. Like, what?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Big pet peeve for me. And the kids will tell you is my daughter would walk into the bathroom with her phone. I'm like, what are you doing? Don't take your phone in the bathroom. But they don't think anything of it. You know what I mean? And they're on a video chat.
No, but
on
they can't
FaceTime.
like eat. Anybody can eat. Like
No, I know. They can't eat. I mean, they have
they
their
say I
phones
can't
right
eat
there.
without it. I'm like, what?
Yeah, they can.
Back in my
You
day,
know
like
what's
there was
funny?
no there was no
Is
iPhones.
my daughter's driving now. Okay. If I took her car away, she could care less. But I took her phone away,
That's
she
nuts.
would want to claw my eyes out. She would lose her mind.
Oh my gosh, didn't you do that one time?
Yeah, I did.
Man.
I did punish her one time. Took her phone out, and she ran away. When she went down the
I
road.
believe it because like my kids, they will say the same thing. They were like, I knew
And then,
this.
she did it at her mom's house, and she ran away from her mom's house, and then what? She called. Somehow
She
Oh.
called you. Same reason. Mom tried to take.
she got hold of somebody's phone, and she called me and said mom was abusing her because she took her phone away. I'm
So
like,
you have a son and daughter, right? Same here.
I've got 4 sons and a daughter. Yeah, my oldest is 34. I have 33. I have 22. I have 23, 19, and 15.
My son is 9. My daughter is 5. I'm really worried about my daughter because she's like, what do I have in store for me?
Well, I can tell you this much right now. My daughter, who's the love of my life, I love my daughter, but kids are so naive, and you got to really watch what they're doing and pay attention because
they're on YouTube and all that stuff.
right.
It's like, come on.
She was on. What was she on when she did that Riz K dance thing that I took the door off for?
TikTok.
So she was on TikTok. I get a message. My neighbor down the road had a daughter that was friends with her, and they were on TikTok. And my daughter's doing this dance, and they had a silhouette light where she's dancing, but you don't see anything but her silhouette, and she's wearing like a bodysuit, so she looked like she was naked.
Yeah.
So I got a phone call from my neighbor, like, hey John, you need to check this out because I just caught my daughter doing it with her too. And I was like, what are you doing? And and then I get the phone and I see all these people that are on it, and people that she doesn't even know were in there. So we got in a bit of a discussion. So guess what old dad did?
I bet you were harsh, and he should have been harsh because it's
dad
like
took the door.
That's something
Dad
I don't
took
have
the
in me
door.
to.
Dad took the door, and you go do this. And other parents have done it. Dad took the door off the hinges of her bedroom, and I put a curtain on there, and she had no privacy for 3 years.
Good.
Well, 2 years, Tanner said.
Because I'm kind of worried about like my situation, and like this talking to you is like, man, it's like.
Now she had privacy. Don't get me wrong. She did have a curtain, and it was it's a split plan, so it's on the other end of the house. No other people would see her room. Those 2 bedrooms are on the other end.
No,
of the
but
house.
you're making sure that she's not doing.
There was no shutting the door
people.
and locking old dad out anymore while you got on the phone. So that's what parents can do. It's easy to take the hinges off and take the door off and teach your daughter or your son
I
or
couldn't
whoever.
do that. I'm terrible with like construction and doing anything like that.
They're just pins that go down in the hinges. You just pull them out. And
I'm gonna FaceTime. I'll like show my door and it's like, how do I do this? That'll be a show. I was like, how do I do this? And I was like, hey, it's because of you. It's like she's.
Somebody said, I'm not sure. I started a new job and I haven't been catching any replays. I think Kelly had a huge crush on John and got her feelings hurt. A lot of people are saying that. I mean,
you're a good-looking guy, John. No, it's like, come on. It's like,
I'll
admit you're a good-looking guy. It's like,
no. I don't. I don't
look in the mirror, dude. You look good.
I don't think anything has anything to do with the guys. I just think that it is what it is. It got emotional for her. I mean, she was catching a lot of heat.
I like her. I never had no issues with her.
No, and I didn't either. I mean, I just didn't want her to
I'm
catch
shocked tonight by
the
this.
heat. And I was actually trying to protect her by saying, look, I don't want you on panel all the time, because I knew it was having an effect on her. And, you know, Dinky doing these videos on her,
I don't know
you
who
know,
this guy is
it
either.
hurt her
I'm like, so
feelings.
at least with me, like, all I know is you. That's it. And I'll
Right.
stick with that. I'm not gonna look for other people's channels, and that's it. I don't care. It's like I really
I
don't
don't
care.
really, you know what? I don't want that. You know why? You know why I don't want that? Because I want you to have diversity. I want you to see what else is out there. I want you to be able to understand why I feel like it's necessary to react the way I react and talk about the things I talk about and address the scenarios that I address. Because unless you're out there and you actually hear what these people are saying, you can't defend what I do. You know what I mean?
I can
Then it looks
I will defend you day after day. That's
but it
no
looks like
problem.
I'm this tyrannical nut
You're
job
not though. I know you're not. So
that hates people. That's what they spend, because their narrative is totally different, and their subscribers don't see this side of it. So all they're seeing is me hating on the channel that they love, but they haven't seen the other side of it because they're so brainwashed and
it's T-Rev. It's him. You got hot, and then you went on your own, and it's him. I think it's all off of him.
He did. He started. I mean, I had to do 2 shows, basically, you know, defending myself against the out and out lies that this man was saying. And, you know, when we find him, he will be served. He is hidden. And you know what's funny is his buddy, his best friend now, or whatever, because they're all buddies, says to him the other day, hey, why don't you come out to the hearing? You know, you can come out to the hearing and hang out. And I'm like, he ain't gonna come to that hearing.
And you only helped his show.
New Jersey's looking for him, and now we all know where he's gonna be on a certain day. He ain't gonna come to that hearing.
You only helped his show too. Like you gave your honest opinions.
He'll never admit that. He'll never admit that in 1,000 years. His subs skyrocketed when I came on the show.
That's how I found. I off of you. That's us. Then I figured out where do you go. You're like,
and here's what happened is I wasn't able to come on the show. I was really busy, so everybody's asking where I was. Apparently,
that was what I mean. Then I was like, where's John? I was like, where's Detective John? It's like,
so I get this. He's blowing my. I mean, he's blowing my phone up, man. And I answered my phone. I'm actually dry. I just loaded my skid steer up, and I'm pulling down the street, so I can't really talk. I'm like, hey, bud, I can't really talk. Hey, I need you to come on, man. I need you to come. Like, I can't, but I'll be home in probably 2.5, 3 hours. If you're still on, I'll come on. Man, I need you to come on right now. So I pulled over to the side of the road, and I actually went on the damn show multiple times for him. You know, and then
would you ever go back?
Absolutely not. Ever.
No.
Never. No, not to him. No way. No way. Only because I know his.
They always say never say never. It's like it could happen.
Never. No, because his character, you know what I've exposed on that guy. I mean, he's denounced his children on a live show, called his wife that he's still married to, called her.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he hasn't paid child support, and since they were, I think, 6 and 7 years old, and they're now 14 and 15, and the child support is well over $50,000 now. And he told me that he made $18,000
unreal
in 1 month when the case was hot and heavy. And he is supposed to pay $112 a month for 2 children.
Only 112?
Or a week, I'm sorry, $112 a week.
Oh, all right, that makes more sense.
You can't pay $112 a week, and you're making that kind of money, and you denounce your children on live, and your children hear it, and your children hear what you say, and your daughter writes a letter to you. And
ouch.
a friend of the mother gets on Facebook and posts it so everyone can see it. Oh yeah,
And then
it's deep. And people, and he disappeared right after I exposed him for all that. He disappeared for like a month, and then he goes through all this. Anyway, I'm not going to go into his medical shit that he was showing pills that he's on now. What's this? I'm like, who does that? So all of a sudden, then he makes this comeback, and he's jumping on that other creator's coattails and riding them all over the place because there's an escaped convict, and he takes that guy's. He starts kissing his ass, so he takes that guy's subs, and he gets all these subs like overnight because he was on that guy's show. It's a scam, in my opinion. Anyway, enough about him, bro. I don't even, he's such a loser. He's disgusting. He'll get his karma because the state of New Jersey's actively looking for him. So he's on borrowed time, and his people that watch him don't know anything else. And, that's a horrible thing to denounce your children. No matter what the circumstances, it's not their fault. It's not their fault at all. So if any of you people watch T-Rev and you feel the same way I do, unsubscribe from him. That's all I can tell you to do. And that's what I would say to anyone. Unsubscribe to any of these shows. If you want to play, you want to go onto the shows and you go onto one of these shows and they won't let you go into chat unless you subscribe, and you got to wait 5, 10, 15, 20. Some of them are 24 hours because they know you may not come back. But guess what? You're going to forget that you subscribe, so they get a subscription from you. But if you do that and you go in and you leave the show and you're really not interested in the show and you don't unsubscribe, well, it's a win-win for them. But if you think about it right now, and there's a show that is totally, and you like the narrative of this show, and you know what we're against, and you feel the way that we feel and our mods feel and everyone in this show feels, go back into that show and click unsubscribe. Simple. It's easy. And that's where it's going to hurt them. And if you're a member, cancel your membership. And you know what? I couldn't tell you. I've got like 200 people that have sent me messages that they unsubscribed from channels. It's been pretty amazing. So that's the way you do it. And that's why these people are coming after me so hard, because I'm hurting them. I'm telling people what to do to actually, affect their bottom line. And that's dangerous, but I'm not going to stop. I'll keep doing it. But that's people's choices. I'm not telling anybody to do that because I don't like them. So you just heard me say, if you feel the same way I do and you're wondering what to do, that's my suggestion. Go ahead and do it. Unsubscribe from them. Unsubscribe from me. If you don't like me, unsubscribe. I understand. Kimberly said $112 a week. My son, 2 children, and he pays $1,100 a month. Plus, if the girls need something, he has no problem. Yeah, and I do the same thing. My daughter, just needed a new computer. So I didn't have to buy her a new computer. She's actually 19 years old. So I don't even have to pay child support. I could say, she's 19. I don't have to pay child support. Here, you don't have to do that. I do, though. My daughter came on here and testified to that and said that when I was accused of being a deadbeat dad, of all things. And so that's great that your ex does that, Kim. But old T-Rev, he's not cut from the same cloth. His own father, I have the chat. His own father says, I've tried to do everything to get him to do the right thing, but he's his own man. I can't make him do anything. His own father. So, well, listen, y'all. I lost. Ecto, I'm sorry, man. If I lost you, I just noticed you were gone. What happened to him? Oh, your phone was dying. I know that. But sorry, man. I didn't see you left. But if anybody wants to come back on, it's 3:30, and we're not going to do that. We're going to end the show now. And I want to thank everyone for your support. And, I'm not going to apologize for anything that I say in here. I mean it. I don't care for some of these creators that spew the narratives they spew. And I'm not going to stop doing what I do. They can vilify me all day, but in the end, I know I'm right. The subs for this channel know I'm right. That's why they're here. Let them have their fun over there. But in hand, when that opening statement is read in that trial, I'm calling it right now. Everyone, look at me when I tell you. They're going to be going like this. Oh, I knew he was guilty. I just needed to hear more. That's what they're going to say. But you know what? They're laughing to the bank because they've already got their money out of all the lies and all the hurt and all the pain that they've spewed. So we don't do that here. And I'm going to continue to call them out for their lies. And they can continue to attack me, and they can continue to run a narrative about me that's not true. I don't care. It doesn't affect me. I love it. Bring it. Don't sing it. On that note, I want to say again, thank you to everyone and everyone that's helped out the show tonight. Thank you very much. To my mods, thank you for coming unannounced. I wasn't expecting to have 280 people in a chat at the same again on the show at the same time. Sorry, I'm getting hiccups here. On a unannounced, unthumbnailed, just, hey, I'm going on live in 5 minutes. For a show of this size, that's pretty amazing. We're only going to grow. And if you can help the show out by clicking and subscribing and liking, that'd be great. If you got friends and family that you want to have subscribe, that would be great as well. But I'm whooped. I'm going to bed. I got to get up in actually 5 hours. God bless everyone. Peace out. Thank you.